right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safe Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Seconds remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1. It is all over. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
For the win. Draisaitl centers McDavid, tips it home. Game over.
Gretzky going in. Suter trying to get back. Gretzky with his number 4.
It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go.
And he scores. Leon Draisaitl.
It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
And there it is. Seth Hyman.
It's the cool band, Red Hot, Nielson Show. Let's go.
The Oilers pouring it on. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Smith from behind the net. Wraparound. Horton scores. Edmonton wins.
Everybody tune in, even my wife. And those Macramalla intros are cutting like a knife.
That is an absolutely pitifully bad call.
Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life.
It is Marchand scores.
Let's crack a 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin
McDavid,
bites.
beautiful move. In on it. What can you say?
That's Peter Curry.
Here they come, the Oilers. It's dropped back for Bookberger. Shoots, scores! Bookberger! The Oilers win it!
The Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia para mi batía, arriba y arriba, ay arriba y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Everybody now. La la bamba, la la bamba, la la bamba, la la bamba.
Can't grow a mustache cause he's too young, but he's playing like a superstar. Oilers took him at number 93 on, and he's been great so far. No one was sure if he would make the team. Scott said his vision was the very best. Game-winning goals and 5-point nights. It sure looks like he passed the test. He's like 99 in a way. He rarely makes a mistake. He's on the right track, baby. Oh, the Nuge can play. Just make your way to the net. Stick on the ice and you're set. The Nuge will find you, baby. He was born to play. Along with
Dry? Not.
Everly, safe to say the Nuge can play. Baby, oh, the Nuge can play. Along with
Dry? Not.
Everly, safe to say the Nuge can play. On the right track, baby, oh, the Nuge can play.
I believe in these guys. I believe in McDavid and Dry. I'm a Nuge, Bush, and Kane. Gonna make a deep run again. I believe they can soar. Gonna bring the cup back to the north. I believe in these guys. I believe in these guys. Say it with me. I believe in these guys.
Very impressive. Taking a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine.
Girl, I can't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me?
That's why it's the Stanley Cup.
After all of the things I've done for you.
It's hard. It's hard.
I buy you champagne and roses, put diamonds on your finger. Still you hang out all night. What am I to do? My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time.
Step inside Rogers Place. Play La Bamba, baby.
Play the mama, baby.
We're a dangerous team when we're rolling, and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Razzling and dazzling every single night. Clubs coming up, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah. Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough. It's time. No more wait for the oil. It's the fate, yeah. Hey! Hey! Listen. First gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Dry-saddle, Iverson, gotta love the nude. Bruce Skinner and picks need to be huge.
Changing 100.
Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed moss pit going insane. Yeah! Cheer a little more. It's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Come on, lift it up. Let's go win the Stanley. Waited long enough.
Oh, hey, Trev. Can I get a win-ya?
Win-ya!
Hey, Nasties, can I get a win-ya? Up in the chat, let's go. Let's go. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, what a night! I can't imagine what it was like at Hudson's.
Hudson's was hopping last night.
Just bumping, but
yeah, I was not planning on going, and then after dinner, I looked at Tam and I said, I feel like I need to go.
Yeah.
And God, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Hit every single show yesterday. Did pre and post live there with Tommy. We signed our biggest, most significant contract ever. Announced with Play Alberta yesterday. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta starting tomorrow, which is extremely exciting. And then the Oilers. I mean, last night was the first time I watched this team in like 4 months where I actually believed that Stanley Cup song could come true. Like, let's go win the Stanley. Like they dominated that.
I believed it on Friday.
You did. You knew it at the challenge. When the challenge happens, you knew it.
It's not a...
Look at the Winyas rolling in. God, that warms my heart.
That's a lot.
That warms my heart.
I'm happy this is a thing.
Last night at Hudson Sioux, like we had, I don't know, there must have been like 20 nasties there last night. Oh. And when they won, the Winyas were flying. Nice. Like they were flying last night. It's a thing, boys. It's a thing.
Let's go.
The Winyas a thing.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Man, it was exciting times. Exciting times for sure. But you knew this on Friday.
I also, if you'll indulge me here.
Okay.
If the Oilers win the next 13 games, they're Stanley Cup champions.
My God, this guy knows everything.
If this team, slow starters, but what else are they? They're streaky.
They are streaky. You're right. They are streaky.
They've won 13.
I mean,
this has been done before.
Easy peasy, maybe.
I'm just.
Eh? Are you predicting
they're healthy? They're healthy.
On it.
They're healthy.
Yeah.
The Fredericks, the Canes. You're getting. I mean, Matthias Ekholm, who?
He's a playoff monster. He's a poor man's John Druce. Let's just admit it. What a goal. I was sitting right next to Gazzola last night when that happened. And I looked over at him and proud father moment.
For Janmark.
For Tommy Gazzola. He looked at me, he's just like, I said, that's your guy, Tommy. He goes, that's my guy. It still was like 14th on the rankings of importance at the beginning of the season, but that's his guy. And he was very, very excited about that. But they looked amazing last night. That was probably the best game I've seen them play all year. That was one of the most lopsided 2-1 games before Nuge's empty netter that I'd seen in a long time. Like they've dominated for 5 straight periods.
Best game of the series as well.
Yeah. But that being said, Darcy, come out to play.
He sucks.
My voice is a little crackly. It's because I'm sleeping like in 3-hour shifts here since this series started, essentially. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you are watching over on YouTube today, give us a Winya and hammer the thumbs up. We're 11 away from changing 150 today. Okay? We ran out 1,100 likes. 1,100 likes on Monday's show. Can we do it again? Maybe. 780-218-9999. Easy says Kemper stood on his head. He was unbelievable. They should have won that game. They should have won that game 6-7-1 last night. He was absolutely insane. Very impressed with him.
Very impressive. That's
it was hard to beat him last night. Hard. It's hard, but they just stuck with it. Like they push. Nothing. Goal against. Damn. Doesn't matter. Evander Kane, who was an absolute monster last night, gets one. You're right there still. Matthias Janmark, of all people, bangs home a rebound. 4th line goal alert. And then the Nuge finishes it off. Empty netter. And they pick up a very convincing victory in Los Angeles, where the Kings don't lose at home. And the Kings, as Hernan said when we started the postgame show last night, Hernan's first thing was like, they're cooked. They're cooked. Like the Kings looked rattled leaving the ice. Like they just.
There's no way they're coming back.
You don't think so?
Not at all.
Yeah,
this is the Oilers series.
So either.
We said.
I'm just trying to think it was too much like a homer take. But.
Well, no. What's the adage? I tweeted last night. We have a series. Series is on.
Yeah,
the home team lost.
That's a good one.
And I said yesterday too. This was a must-win game for the Kings. If the Oilers dropped one last night, you're coming back home.
Yeah.
You're playing here. You've got this is a home ice advantage. I don't think, and again, I know the Kings' record this season. I think maybe changes, whatever you want to call it, but I mean, give me a break. When the puck is iced or there's a bit of a timeout, who do they have on the mic? I know Will Ferrell was on there late, but whoever they had mid-game, like, go Kings, go. Like, it is the most, you can't tell me that that's giving any sort of juice. So if the Oilers did drop last night, they're coming back home with a chance to salvage and push to a 7. But the Kings absolutely needed that with their staunch home record and sub 500 road record. They're screwed. They are.
I think they're in a deep hole now. Whoa, Eric, please. Careful there with the language.
Yeah? Well, it's 6 o'clock hour.
Smith TM14 says, guys, the biggest game for the Kings in 10 years. Dennis Bernstein, who covers this team for a long time now, he was on the pregame show last night, and he basically said last night's game was the biggest game the Kings have played since they won the Stanley Cup the last time.
And they stunk up the joint.
And it was their worst game I've seen them play.
Aside from Darcy Kemper.
Like in all of these 4 years, how many games in the 4 years of this fun back and forth with the Kings and the Oilers in playoffs, how many games did the Oilers dominate like they did last night? I mean, it was a lopsided performance that, if not for Darcy Kemper, the Kings are getting run out of their own building last night.
And I know we'll go back to the Game 3 Hiller Challenge, and I know that maybe rocked their boat a bit, but Byfield failing to get it out in Game 4.
I mean, they've had some moments.
That moment there could have shifted things. They're coming home in a different way. The Oilers needed one in LA, and they've got it. And they came at the perfect time in the Kings' biggest game of franchise history, or whatever you want to say.
SoCal Matt texts in today. You can text us, of course, Paris Jewelers Inbox. If you want to celebrate last night's game with some bling bling, go get it done at Paris Jewelers. Or maybe you're so fired up after last night, you ask somebody to marry you. And you're like, oh, damn, I need to go get some jewelry today. Well, then you do it at Paris Jewelers, where they have launched a PWHL championship ring line at Paris Jewelers. www.parisjewelers.com, West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, and St. Albert Center. I would like to apologize in advance to the old Paris Jewelers Inbox. Hang in there today. They're coming for you. Between last night's win and Macramalla intros, the inbox today is just the Kings in the first period last night. And Kemper's just trying to hang on and keep the server up. SoCal Matt says, I went to the game last night with a buddy who's a King fan. Right at the final whistle, I turned to him and I said, can I get a win-ya? Right in his buddy's face. Oh, a conch for right SoCal Matt, eh? Just straight up Rob wriggled the guy. In the face! In the face! In the face! Oh, that's sounds like a fun time. One of your text messages will win text of the day today for A&W, where the Teen Burger is now available for just $4.99. Pick one up today, just $4.99 for the Teen Burger, Canada's original burger chain since 1956. Text of the day will win a gift certificate to A&W, so get yourself some Teen Burgers as well. Did I see the wrench in the chat earlier this morning? Tommy Gazzola, a quick pop in and then must be going back to bed? There's no way Gazzola's staying up now. That dude's got to be going back to sleep.
Wrench?
Yeah, really? Tommy the Wrench, he was in there earlier.
Yeah, he said, why am I up right now?
Yeah, that's what he said.
End quote.
Tom Gazzola's perm. Tom, go back to bed. I need it.
Yeah, I love how somebody instantly replied with the Gazzola perm account, which is pretty funny.
Well, he does have the wrench too, which would suggest that it was a home game last night, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was a late night for Tommy last night. Yeah. This is a good text today. Rubella. Darcy Kemper to every other Los Angeles King in the dressing room after seeing them waste his effort last night.
Get away from me, you horse's ass!
Hey,
that's a good
shout
pull.
out on Wednesdays.
Good pull.
Nice work, Rubella. We got a show on our hands here. The Nielsen Show brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little and save a lot at South Fort Chev. Go see Daniel and team out at South Fort Chev. They're probably in a great mood today. You want to go out and wheel and deal? You might be able to put yourself into a new ride. 0% financing OAC up to 72 months or save up to $8,000 on 2025 Silverado 1500s. Trev, you said you watched the game at home last night. Did you have a nice cool glass of chocolate milk before bed?
I did.
And did you have one when you woke up this morning?
I did. I still did.
I love that. I love that. That's still a thing.
It's still a thing. It'll always be a thing. And it went down super smooth, especially this morning.
There's the wrench. He's in the chat still. There he is.
Still here.
Back to bed yet. Yeah, he's still here, like the father in the movie Frequency. Dennis Quaid. That's a great movie. If you haven't seen Frequency, it's a fun movie. We're 23 likes away from changing 200 here right away. So hammer the thumbs up for us if you're watching on YouTube. And I think we're about 7 subs away from hitting 11.8K as our furious push to 12,000 subs continues. So if you're watching this morning, I know there's many of you watching right now who haven't subbed to the channel. We would very much appreciate the sub. We should be just plowing through 11.8K during our show today. So that's exciting as well. Let's lay the show out for you. Obviously, the majority of this show will be around Game 5, and there's so many things. There were so many moments. Well, the entire, 99% of it. I'm still going to talk a little bit about CFL draft.
Oh, come on. Come on. Nobody cares.
Just a little bit. Morning announcements coming up. The morning after show on the way. Even a deeper dive into the game. That's a good for the Italian Center. There's a couple of Edmonton Oilers that we just have to discuss. Jamie McClennan will join us just after 7 o'clock. Noodles will lead into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca, which will be obviously more Oilers discussion. Free advice for Damon Bunting coming up. Bunting's got to be fired up. Every time the Oilers win a playoff game, he sells 4 houses. This guy is so excited. Buying or selling, Bunting's your guy. Maybe you're so excited last night that you want to buy a new home today. Well, why not go to DamonBunting.com and find one? Hey, like that.
He'll point you in the direction.
Eric Macramalla will join us. EST legal analyst and guy who keeps losing all his manslaughter cases because he thinks it's pronounced man's laughter. Eric Macramalla. Oh, good. Another one of those man's laughter cases.
I like that one. That's good.
That's in from Strummy. Keep those Macramalla intros coming in. He'll join us around 7:45. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Greg Wyshynski from ESPN. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power. Marmot Basin Snow Report. The wrap for William Huff as well. So jam-packed show for you today here on a Wednesday, as they usually are. And yeah, we'll get to the inbox. We'll get to some of your chats. We are changing 200, Trev. Let's go. Get those fingers ready today, buddy. Work those fingers out. It's time for you to get rolling.
We'll be fingering.
Here we go.
Changing 200.
Does anybody finger a board like you two, Trev? I don't think so.
Nope. That's me.
My family the other day said, I love when Trevor's like, oh, hitting buttons. It's my favorite part of the job. Like,
I love it. I have so much fun with
Trev's
them.
so cute with the buttons.
Thank you.
Yeah. You could say my wife thinks you're as cute as a button. All right, let's get into your morning announcements today for 100.3 The Bear. Yukon McCord, old Yukon Jacks, Los Angeles Kings on the wrong end of this one again. That's a tough one. Hey, how about a conch for Reed Wilkins?
Yeah.
This wild day yesterday for Reed. We are entering Reed's pirate era, which is going to be interesting. Reed's retina became detached 2 days ago. He went and got surgery yesterday to have it reattached. He's got a patch now. And we were like, hey, Reed, don't worry. Tommy will do your show tomorrow. Maddie will handle the hangout with Belzy and Jasmine. But I think Reed is trending towards being in today on his show. He texted me yesterday. He goes, I think I might just have to kind of hold my head in one position, and I'll just do that on the show. Like, wow, you're an all-timer. So if Reed is in today, please live that pirate life, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be eye patch guy for a little while.
And a conch for yourself and giving his record a run for its money as well yesterday.
Yeah, a conch for Reed. Did I do a conch for Reed already?
Yes, now
well,
conch
one
yourself.
For me, I guess. All right. You can hit us up in the chat. Sometimes you're going to get removed from the chat if you're an idiot. I'll get that one out of there. That guy doesn't seem like he's in the right place. How about Shaggy? Shaggy and St. Albert did pop in today and say, guys, I'm here to own my Kings in 6 prediction.
Okay. Did he have the European trip planned as well for early May? I think he was going on some sort of booked his summer vacation.
Shaggy and St. Albert.
Thinking that the Oilers would be done and bounced. So I'm just wondering if that was you, Shaggy and St. Albert. But good on you. I already ate crow in the post game last night and here this morning as well.
There, look at that. That's good. Red text in and says, man, Reed Wilkins just can't be dunking like a 20-year-old anymore. I very much look forward to the video for a dunk today with the eye patch on.
Maybe load management, hey? That's what they do in the NBA.
We were talking around here yesterday. We should get him a branded eye patch with an Edmonton Sports Talk logo on it. So when he's in the scrums after games for the rest of the playoffs, he's got the patch on and you can see the Edmonton Sports Talk logo.
I think Play Alberta dropped one by the other.
They dropped off a bunch of swag. We'll go through it.
Hats, toques, eye patches.
There might be an eye patch in there. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, Jeremy from Belleville, Ontario says, "Guys, can we get a conch for playoff?" Matthias, yeah, Mark. I'm pretty sure I heard on the post-game show as I was driving home yesterday, conveniently in my truck and listening to it on iHeartRadio. I'm pretty sure I heard Hernan say that Matthias Janmark has more goals in the last 2 playoffs combined than he has in the last 2 regular seasons combined.
He has doubled Mikko Rantanen's goals this playoffs.
So far, these playoffs. Makes sense. He almost had a second one.
Sure.
They had that 2-on-1 shorthanded and the rebound bounced off the pad and he had just gone a little bit too deep down. Man, that would have been big as well. Morning announcements. The Oilers obviously take care of business against the Kings. 3-1. Could have been more. How about the Ottawa Senators?
How about the Toronto Maple Leafs?
The Leafs got to be starting to pucker up just a little bit.
It's happening.
This would be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like Toronto blowing a 3-0 series lead to their provincial rivals who are a far less superior team by all accounts.
No, by all accounts.
The Sens are going home. I don't see a world where Brady Tkachuk allows them to lose Game 6 at home.
He promised them that they were going to come back.
Who is this?
He yelled on the ice.
Is this guy the Moose? Is this guy the new Moose?
He said, "We're coming back."
And then if they get it done in Game 6, they're rolling back into Toronto in Game 7 with the Leafs facing one of the most epic collapses in the history of the National Hockey League. You can't tell me Matthews and Marners and those guys and Tavares and like this core of guys who collapse on a regular basis. You can't tell me that would not be
not under Craig Berube.
Oh man,
not under Craig Berube. This will not be happening, right?
How incredible would this be?
Not Berube, not the Chief.
Maybe Berube, maybe the Chief.
It can't be.
Anyway,
He's
Senators.
Different. He's a cut above.
4-0. Hurricanes eliminate the Devils. Devils had a 3-0 lead facing elimination. Let it slip away. Canes in 5, which is what most of us predicted. Aho, the double overtime winner.
Good. We have Greg Wyshynski on later this morning to kind of provide a garbage
He'll have
day
the
for the
Devil's take, yeah. And then the Golden Knights in overtime get past the Minnesota Wild 3-2. The Wild looked like they had the go-ahead goal. And like the smallest of being offside cost them. They could have been up 3-2 going home. That series is going 7, I think. I think Minnesota will come out and get it done in Game 6. And, of course, the winner of that one will play the winner of this series. Don't want to jump the gun too quickly. Oilers got to finish things here.
Come on.
But
we can afford to jump the gun.
I don't know.
We're not working.
I just
we're doing our own thing now. We can do whatever we want. You know, jump the gun.
Okay.
I mean, Hernan said they're cooked.
Yeah, Hernan did say they're cooked. I heard what you said. Nobody else can. You can't even say that on the internet.
Well, I mean,
Library Pat texting us says, "Guys, can we get a conch for John Klingberg? Amazing keep at the blue line, leading to the tying goal. He's playing really, really, really well." Hey, more on Klingberg, more on Kane.
And Jake Wallman.
That's a good. Coming up around 6:45
As I said,
today.
Matthias Ekholm. Take as long as you want. Boys got this covered. Blue line's fine.
Things are taken care of around here. Got your morning after show will be on the way. NBA action last night. This was really bizarre. I totally... Doesn't happen very often, but at Hudson's last night, we're fully invested in the game. They wouldn't put on the Clippers Nuggets game. It was killing me. But the Nuggets beat the Clippers 131-115 to take a 3-2 series lead. And I think, oh man, Jokic must have just had an insane game.
No, Canada.
Jokic had 13 points. He went 4 of 13. Jamal Murray, the Canadian boy, who was, I think, a question on Kind of Easy Trivia earlier in the week.
You've spurred him into what he did last night.
43 points, including 8 for 14 from a little area that they like to call beyond the arc. And he leads them to the victory there. Pistons and Knicks series 3-2. Detroit got the win to stay alive. The Pacers, speaking of collapses, the Pacers scored 8 points to eliminate a 7-point deficit with 40 seconds left in the basketball game. My God, that was embarrassing for the Bucks. And then
who are the Bucks? The New Jersey Devils?
Halliburton's dad, after the game, stared down Giannis on the court.
Yeah.
That's insane. And then the Celtics get by the Magic as well. And CFL draft yesterday, the Elks with the 10th overall pick selecting Darian Newell, who could be a plug-and-play starter on the interior of the defensive line. Many people had him projected to be a top 3 or top 4 pick. The Elks get him at 10. And I'll just say, I think you can expect some news on their 10th overall pick later this morning after our show. That will be discussed a little bit later on in the day. So, but still, big Canadian defensive tackle. Whenever you get your hands on him, when you can get him into the lineup, I don't mind the pick. Seemed like pretty good value on it.
Absolutely. Now, John Klingberg.
Yeah, I const him already.
That's good. Oh, yeah.
Klingberg.
How about Trent Frederick?
How about all of them? Let's get to a sports update.
Hey,
we got the morning after show coming up next. That's good for the Italian Center. Jamie McClennan on the way just after 7 o'clock. If you are watching over on YouTube this morning, we are just 43 likes away from changing 300 just 30 minutes into the show. Unheard of pace. Let's go. Hammer the thumbs up for us. Can we get to that 300 before this guy's done the update? Logistically, it's very possible. But do you want it? Do you want it? Hammer the thumbs up for us. Let's get the sports update with LT.
What a game last night. Matthias Janmark's second of the postseason would stand to be the game winner as the Oilers take Game 5 down in LA 3-1 over the Los Angeles Kings. Evander Kane, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins also potting their second goals of the postseason, while the Oilers peppered the Kings' net with 46 shots. Game 6 goes tomorrow, back here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Elsewhere last night, Linus Ullmark stopped 29 shots as the Ottawa Senators shut out the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-0. Toronto now holding a 3-2 series lead. Sebastian Aho scoring in double overtime as the Carolina Hurricanes would sweep aside the New Jersey Devils with a 5-4 victory. And Brett Howden scoring at 4:05 of overtime. The Las Vegas Golden Knights take Game 5 over the Minnesota Wild 3-2 to also take a 3-2 series lead. Action tonight. Washington back home to host Montreal at 5. The Capitals up in that series 3-1. At 5:30, it's the Panthers in Tampa to battle the Lightning. Florida sporting a 3-1 series lead. And the nightcap at 7:30. We'll see the Winnipeg Jets return home to host the St. Louis Blues. That series even at 2. The Edmonton Elks selecting 10th overall in last night's CFL draft, taking defensive lineman Darian Newell from Queens. Laurier quarterback Taylor Elgersma went 18th overall to Winnipeg, while the Rough Riders selected Curtis Rourke 25th overall. A total of 5 U of A Golden Bears were also selected in the draft. Over to the association. The Pacers eliminate the Bucks 119-118 in overtime, taking that series in 5 games. Pistons would stay alive with a 106-103 victory over the Knicks, trimming New York's lead to 3-2. Celtics are off to the second round. They dumped the Magic 120-89, taking that series in 5. And Jamal Murray, 43 points. The Nuggets knocking off the Clippers 131-115. Denver now up in that series 3-2. A pair of games tonight. The Warriors look to finish off the Rockets in Houston up 3-1 at 5:30. While at 8, the Lakers look to stay alive as they return home down 3-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hit it. And in the big leagues, the Red Sox crushing the Jays 10-2, taking the opener of that 3-game series. Game 2 goes later this evening, first pitch 5:07.
Oh yeah!
Changing 100.
Pour it on! You wanna win it? Game on, yeah! It's time to play with disdain. If you wanna lift the cup again, push and shove and rough up. You know Connor's gonna get the win. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and righteous place. Rock and righteous place.
Connor McDavid moving in with speed. He shoots. He scores.
Can I get a win, yeah?
Train and hang on. You know they got it, ain't no looking back. It's a tough road to the cup. Gotta win for in the best of sevens. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and righteous place. Rock and righteous place. Yeah. Playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and righteous place. Oh, rock and righteous place.
Pour it on.
Zach Hyman moving in. Risker shoots. Scores. Zach Hyman.
We'll crack a beer for this glorious time. You've been waiting. You've been waiting. The top line's just a flying, cause man, yeah, they want one. You know they want to. Can you feel it? Can you feel it tonight? Can't go high glove, cause
Calvin Pickard.
is a guy. It's the moment, yeah, they're rolling tonight. Get your hands up, right to the cup. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and righteous place. Rock and righteous place. Yeah. Playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and righteous place. Oh, rock and righteous place.
Ooh, Rockin' Rogers Place, 638. I wasn't going to play, sorry, Rick, I wasn't going to play that entire thing, but that song just bangs. Everybody seemed to be loving it. So I let her run. I let her run because it's the playoffs, baby.
Cup Cherry.
Nielson Show original songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. New gear, used gear, trade and consign, a sport for every season with hockey equipment and skates ready to go year round. A family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Visit them at 7430 99th Street or online at www.totemoutfitters.ca. Nielson Show, of course, brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. South Fort Chevrolet. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio today, where Furby and the Popeyes crew losing their minds after the big win last night. Celebrate today. Somebody's got to get Reed a post-surgery chicken sandwich. Hey,
Yeah.
maybe I'll step out and do that
Or the
for him
blackened
today.
cauliflower
Yeah.
or
whatever it
whatever.
is.
Yeah. He'll take
Whatever it
anything
is.
at this point.
That guy's gonna need something.
And a nice
today.
fountain pop.
A fountain drink. We still have a splash of Coke from the last meeting here for him.
Pour
if
one
he
out
wants
for the
it.
old bugger. Hey?
If he wants it. All right, the Edmonton Oilers winning 3 games in a row against their old rival, the Los Angeles Kings, to go up 3-2. This one, by far, the most impressive of all of them. Let's get to your morning after show today.
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop. Listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
Man, that's a great song after a win, isn't it? God. Oh, that song just sort of flies on the radar, but that is a sing-along song for many of you, I think. All right, let's get into your morning after show today. We've got That's Good coming up as well. We're one sub away from 11.8K. Be that guy. Be that girl. You're that guy, pal.
Mm-hmm.
You're that guy, pal. We're one sub away from 11.8K. I saw Abutsky over in the chat says, what will Dusty do if you get to 12,000 subs today? I don't think we're picking up 200 subs in one day.
Well, again, why are we setting the bar?
What various thing? What
dare
various
to dream?
What various thing could I eat if we get 12,000 subs?
And
I'll say by the end of the day,
whatever is farthest back in the fridge.
Oh, jeez. I think I got some stuff in there from like the last year.
Still the pickled herring.
That'll be sick.
Round 2.
That's not the case. How about I try? I don't know. I don't know. Let's discuss. We'll get to it. But we got to get
780-218-9999.
We got to get. What if I do if we get to 12,000 subs today? It's 200 subs we got to pick up throughout the day. Which, I mean, it's not impossible. I guess there's a lot of people watching right now who haven't subbed. But yeah, let's get to that 11.8 here right away for sure. And we got to be a 400 like show for sure by 7, if not 500 by 7. So 41 likes away from changing 400. Let's get Trev working today. The Edmonton Oilers 3-1 in Los Angeles, out shooting them 46-22. The Oilers have absolutely dominated the last 5 periods of this series. It was Kuzmenko on the power play with a redirect, snuck one past Calvin Pickard, who was pretty good last night when tested. Kings go up 1-0. 3 minutes later, less than 3 minutes later, it is Evander Kane from Klingberg. 2 guys that we will be discussing a little bit later on with That's Good. And then Matthias Janmark from Arvidsson and Podkolzin in the 3rd period to put the Oilers up 2-1. And then the big boys seal it away. Draisaitl and McDavid assisting on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' 2nd of the series. Nuge has 2 in the series. Janmark has 2 in the series. And Evander Kane has 2 in the series. The empty netter would come at 58 seconds and set Hudson's on White into a frenzy last night. And I'm sure wherever you were, people were yelling out, "Can I get a win, Yaz?" Big moment that happened last night. How many different things can we discuss on this one?
I'm going to go with killing off the Darnell Nurse hooking call after the Janmark goal.
I like that one. That's a really good answer.
It's not sexy.
Good answer. Good answer.
It's not sexy,
Family
but
Feud
a game such as that last night, you're thinking, okay, if the Kings have any hope or any sort of weird... And now, again, the Byfield thing, you can say, too, and look at that and say it's not a call, and it's a penalty shot, and it's a missed call, and NHL officials, you don't need to get into that murky water.
That was
BS. But I mean, that... it's whatever. Peter texting in today is like, the officiating this playoffs hasn't been that good. I'm like, well, newsflash. Like,
hey, Peter,
we don't need to discuss
how was your flight to our planet from somewhere
exactly.
else? Like, how do you not know this?
So that happened, and that could have turned out to be a big moment. It eventually didn't, obviously. But I think killing that Nurse call, I know everybody on Twitter, once Janmark gets that 2-1 go-ahead goal, people were doing the countdown to a penalty call. It happened quicker than I think most would have thought or imagined. But yeah, I mean, if the Kings are going to wriggle their way into last night's game somehow, some way, perhaps you think that's the moment. And that's the moment they wrestle back a little bit of momentum, although be it they didn't have much on the night. So I'll go with the kill there. Again, you can point to the game winner. You can point even to the Nuge empty netter maybe to kind of seal things away.
Just to officially let you breathe again after not breathing for 2 minutes.
Those 3 minutes, I mean, the heart palpitations are going for most of you. So yeah, as you said, a few moments, but I'll go with the killing of the Nurse call.
The real part of the story here is how many close calls the Oilers had. And if this game doesn't go the way it is, the amount of big moments we could look back at. Like Bouchard getting stoned.
Yeah.
Kemper glove, massive moment. Yeah. Corey Perry with a tap-in on a wide open net right in the crease, misses it. When they were owning the game like that and they were missing those moments, that's when you're like, oh my God, because Kemper was playing brilliantly, but like the tap-in is one that you have to, mind you, I think that one might have been called back because I thought it might have been offside entering the zone anyway, but doesn't matter. And then, if they don't end up winning this game, we are going full-blown forensic audit on why the hell a penalty shot was not called.
Even the Kane goal, I mean, just the shot, no real traffic, and then Gavrikov just tipped it in.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't...
This is why you have to shoot the puck as much as you possibly can.
It wasn't an element. Like,
but that was a huge penalty kill. And you knew it, but it's so pathetic to me and sad that after they went up 2-1, you're like, well, careful.
Everybody saw it coming.
The refs are going to be looking for a penalty. Why?
Game management.
Because the Oilers have played their hearts out and have given themselves a lead. And now we just all accept that NHL officials are going to try to even the game up by giving the Kings another power play opportunity. Like, what about the cross check to the back of Evander Kane that blew him up into the net? Call penalties.
Well, we could have an entire segment of whatabouts in regards to calls last
Man,
week.
It's just so frustrating. And not even from just an Oilers perspective, but from like a hockey fan's perspective.
It's hard.
Your officiating is pathetic, Gary Bettman.
It's hard.
Drives me nuts. Like, you can't tell me that Evander Kane getting cross-checked in the back into the net. And like some people try to justify, like hockey guys being like, well, I can't call it. I can't call that at this stage of the game. Yes, you can. If it's a penalty, call the penalty. It's so, I hate it. I hate it. Super stat of the night. What are you going with, buddy?
956. 956.
956. 956. 956.
But that's Kemper's
a nice
save
number.
percentage.
Yeah, he was great last night.
Pickard's 955. I'm going with Kemper's. That is the super stat. Again, if it wasn't for him, that you could have ended that. You could have had your 50-point NBA.
It's funny
rule.
how they both end with almost the same save percentage, but completely different games.
No, and Pickard hasn't been asked to do much. He's just in there, and I mean, it's not like he's standing on his head. But certainly that game comes down to Kemper and could have been a lot. He could have ended it after 2. It didn't need to be that tight, but his save percentage you have to look at as this. It is the super stat of the night, or you can even go to the the 46 shots on net if you want the other side of it all.
You know where I want to. What were the? Let me just see. I want to see what the Kings numbers were on the guy on their. So Clark actually got 14 minutes last night. Gavrikov only played 19. Edmondson, I think, was banged up at some point. He played 20. Doughty 26. Mikey Anderson 21. So they rolled it back a bit on the defense. Malott played 5. Helenius played 4. Turcotte played 5. So still limited that fourth line quite a bit for the Los Angeles Kings last night. I guess kind of where I wanted to go, that prior to the empty netter, the Oilers were on the verge of going into Los Angeles, beating the Kings 2-1 at that time, and their goals and points came from Kane, Klingberg, Janmark, Podkolzin, and Arvidsson. Like, no big thing on the power play.
Depth, baby.
McDavid and Draisaitl didn't have to go off for 2 or 3 points. They were out there for the empty netter and secured it. But the Oilers were about to win this game anyway with a fourth line goal, and then Kane and Klingberg, who I said we will discuss a little bit more here, with that's good. So I think that's kind of a super statish of the night as well.
The advance, though, expected goals.
Interesting.
79.4% for the Oilers. That's 4.12 expected goals to LA's 1.07. High danger chances, 21-4. Scoring chances, 36-12.
That is embarrassing. You say scoring chances were 36-12?
After the first period last night, the Oilers had 12 high danger scoring chances, I believe. Which is like, that's what you strive for in the full 60.
We talked yesterday about expecting them coming out of the gate. Didn't expect it, but that's what you
needed, and that's what they did.
It was an incredible start to the hockey game. Like, the first 20 minutes, I know that they ended up falling behind 1-0 and had to kind of come back and win this hockey game. But the first 20 minutes of that game last night were the series.
And I said you didn't even need to score.
The Kings.
You didn't even need to. You got in the mind. You knew how the game was going to go after that point. They laid down the law.
25 likes away from changing 400 in the 6 o'clock hour. You got it in you, 6 o'clockers. Let's get into your 3 stars of the hockey game last night. As Lieutenant Eric will pick his 4th star. Matthias Janmark, Darcy Kemper, and Evander Kane. Pretty accurate 3 stars last night. Who's your 4th star of this hockey game?
I'll go John Klingberg. And
Another good answer. Good answer.
I could have also, and he didn't do a lot in terms of, 10 minutes, 39 on ice, no points, couple shots, couple hits, but Trent Frederick.
You liked Frederick last night.
Well, as what was advertised coming into this series. I just replied to a texter in the Paris Jewelers inbox. What high ankle sprain?
Yeah.
So, he's the Canes, the Fredericks of the world, even the Klingbergs. I know that it was said that he could have probably played too the final couple of regular season games, maybe not as banged up. But, they're looking good. And Frederick, now it's the long buy for him. Like somebody said in that chat, found money, and that's kind of what's around. But Klingberg's night as well. he had the assist, his second in the postseason on the Kane goal, 5 shots, led all defensemen on the blue line, 3 hits as well, and a cool 18:36 of ice time. So Klingberg will be my 4th star with a tip of the cap to Trent Frederick.
38th star of the game. What is Adrian Kempe's series plus minus?
You mean defenseman Adrian Kempe?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because they did drop him back on D for a bit.
Yeah.
But he was -2 last night. He's now, I think, -7. Kempe's -7 through 5 games in this series. And he, offensively looks like a stud. Almost snuck one through Pickard's legs last night, but Pickard had that right leg dragging across, kept it out, and it trickled past the post. Trev, you must have almost passed out. You must have almost passed out when that happened.
I was like, who is this? Oh, it's Kempe. Oh gosh, what's going to happen? Finally, save. He didn't snipe it though, so he was going for something different.
He was trying to be a pretty boy and try to go 5-hole.
So
surprised he didn't shoot it when he's been sniping so well.
Yeah, he's been picking them corners.
Still tied though for league lead in points with Draisaitl McDavid at 10.
But he's -7.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not a recipe for success there.
I would not say so.
All right, let's get into that's good for the Italian Center, where you can go and pick up your pepperoni Principe as Gene Principe has teamed up with the Italian Center. $2 from every pepperoni Principe will go to Sports Central, organization that Gino's been a part of for a long time. And he joined us on Friday. It was a great chat. The Italian Center, you can't go wrong with those pizzas, man. They're absolutely delicious. We had one on Friday, and there was extra ones kicking around, and they got scooped up and taken home by somebody here at the office who's yet to step forward.
I think we had the assailant on the show yesterday morning. Just if I were to...
He's been very quiet.
Oh, very quiet.
Very quiet.
And you know.
So you guys are accusing Gager right now?
Well, not accusing. We're just going off.
So you guys are accusing Gager of this.
I didn't say a thing.
Where's the wind blowing? He brings in pizzas every second day. He loves a good pizza.
Guy.
He's a pizza pie guy.
Loves pizzas. Yeah. He didn't speak on the matter. He didn't say, it was probably Coob. It was probably, no. He was very quiet. Yeah. He wanted this to be
swept under the
rug. I mean, fair assessment.
I like
just connect the dots.
It's fair assessment.
Going off your, that's good though, and just I know where you're going. Kempe -7, 10 points. Kopitar -5 on 8, and Kuzmenko's totally vanished.
Yeah, he had that spinorama on the 2-on-1 last night.
They're done.
I know.
If they're not
dominating the series, mostly on the power play in the first 2 games. Do it, Trev.
Changing 100. Changing 100.
Oh my goodness, we've changed 400 before 7 o'clock. Before 7 o'clock. What is happening right now, you guys?
Get that fridge going.
My God. I mean, the way that thumb up is moving right now, we could be at 500 before Jamie McClennan comes on and says hello this morning, which has never been done. Hammer that thumbs up. That would be great. All right, here's what's good for the Italian Center. 2 guys. Evander Kane, and nothing against Frederick, like this game last night as well, but Evander Kane and John Klingberg in this series. When you're going into this series, I'm not even sure how much we were factoring Evander Kane and John Klingberg into the series. It was like
not much.
I didn't think anybody expected Klingberg to really even play in the series. And then Evander Kane, you're like, well, hasn't played in like a calendar year. Let's see how it goes.
It was a show me. I don't think anyone was doubting him.
No.
But you couldn't expect anything.
Okay, I have a theory on Evander Kane.
A theory?
Yeah. I said on the postgame show last night.
Would you care to share?
Evander Kane looks like a guy who would have been healthy enough to play in the regular season. But he didn't play in the playoffs.
Say it too loud. You might get
they saved him.
Retroactive punishment.
I think he looks like a guy who could have played regular season. He does though, doesn't he? Like Evander Kane doesn't really look like a guy who hasn't played hockey in 10 months.
You didn't need that 10-game regular season ramp up like everybody was saying, right? Or
No.
whatever. Like he's kind of
he has.
He's in it.
I think it's mostly people who are in marathons and stuff and running races that say hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And this is what Evander Kane has done. Klingberg last night had an assist. Great job keeping it in, getting across. He had an assist. He only played 18 and a half minutes.
A night that Bouchard was neither good nor bad. Like, he had great chance. But I mean, we said the most important player took a night off.
It was an okay, nothing either way.
Yeah.
But Klingberg had 5 shots on goal and 3 hits last night and was the only Oilers defenseman not credited with a giveaway. So you're getting really significant contributions.
Great value.
From Klingberg and Kane, who during the season, nothing games, but he was a nothing. And Kane literally wasn't even available. And these two guys have stepped up and I think kind of changed the narrative a bit about what you can expect from the Edmonton Oilers moving forward. Am I reading too much into this?
No.
Thanks.
Not enough.
I didn't think I was.
More on the Kane theory. I'll subscribe to that newsletter.
Well, if you go I know.
Who's finding a loophole now?
For all I know, he's playing rec league somewhere for the last 2 months.
Mr. McCrimmon.
The thing with Kane is McDavid and when you put McDavid and Draisaitl together and put Perry there, with Nuge and Hyman, Kane, despite not playing in 10 months, has become the driver of that line. Trev, would you agree with that? Like, is Kane not the
100%.
guy who makes that Nuge Hyman Kane line? And Hyman had 10 hits again? I heard a stat from Hernan on the postgame last night. He's like the first player in the history of the Edmonton Oilers to go back-to-back 10-hit games.
Also led the forward group in shots with 6.
Yeah.
6 shots, 10 hits.
He's due. Zach Hyman scores in game 6. Lock it in right now.
I'd agree. I concur with that. I
Hey?
agree. Yep.
Well, that feels like a really good bet, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, but just on Kane, it's so refreshing to see. And just all season, he hasn't missed a step. He's come in, game 1, it was you kind of expect that though, but from there on out, he's looked so good. He hasn't shied away from skating with the puck, which is, you see that time and time again. That's kind of what Nuge does, and that's kind of what you're referring to. He's been the driver, right? He's skating with it. He's going around guys. He's taking shots, and it's really I forgot how heavy and how accurate his shot can be. He is one of the few Oilers forwards that can shoot and score from distance. It's been good, and he's a heavy hitter as well. So it's if you're an Oilers fan, which I am, I'm so pumped that he's back in the lineup, man.
This guy's so fired up right now.
You never doubted him. Never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
It is awesome. And last night, I did ask him what could have a healthy Evander Kane done last year's Stanley Cup final? I know it's.
Oh, that's a great point. I was thinking about that today too.
Driving in last night, I was like, man, because he's a difference maker out there right now. It's obvious, and
he was so bad last year because of his injury that they couldn't play him in the Stanley Cup final.
He couldn't do nothing. He was so
you got a healthy, locked and loaded Evander Kane, looking extremely motivated right now. Oh boy!
On every shift. I love it.
That can change things. That can change things. Adam Bank says Kane can skate again. He's an absolute unicorn. He's also dragging the boys into scrums now. He is.
They're tough again.
All right, keep the text. And we are 30 away from changing 500 before Noodles joins us. Trev, have you ever pushed that 500 button before Jamie McClennan or any other insider?
No.
It's never happened.
I want to, though.
Show history.
What's the pace here?
So bad.
Show history. We are,
you do the math.
1,500.
We're pacing around 1,500 right now.
That's close to 2.
It's not close to 2. I don't have to worry about it, too.
And this is just the 6 o'clock. People are still waking up.
A lot of people would still be waking up.
You'd expect higher volume in the 7 o'clock.
Biggest hour.
You said people saving, yeah. So, I mean, really, you have to add on to that expected pace.
Oh, I don't think so. I think you just kind of do it at this pace.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
The internet's going down.
1,700. Shut it down.
I pull like that guy from Airplane that unpulls the plug as they're trying to land the plane. 780
Your Uncle Leo in the telethon there.
Yeah.
Shut it down to the camera.
Conch for all you 6 o'clockers for joining us. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. 3 likes away. We're gonna
497. How disrespectful.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the. Get
there
off
it is. Trev, do it, man. Do it. It's 5 o'clock. Oh my God.
Changing 500.
500 likes in the first hour of the show. We are in one today. We are in one. We got Jamie McClennan coming up. Guess where that's going to lead? To the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. My goodness. And then we will get into some free advice for Damon Bunting. Some of you must be going through some situations with this little playoff run right now. And then Eric Macalla, a very rich man. He's going to join us in hour number 2 as well. A conch for 500 conches. As we are rolling today. Jamie McClennan for Pro-Am Sports on the other side. Do the Los Angeles Kings have anything left? We will get into that for Pro-Am Sports with Noodles. Let's get to a sports update right now for the fine folks at Nisku Glass.
Do the Leafs have anything left?
We're also going to talk Battle of Ontario with him. Old Chokey Chokerson in the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Matthias Janmark, second of the playoffs, standing to be the game winners. The Oilers take Game 5 down in L.A., 3-1 over the Kings. Evander Kane and the Nuge also potting their second goals of the postseason, while the Oilers pepper Darcy Kemper with 46 shots. Game 6 tomorrow back here in Edmonton. Elsewhere last night, as mentioned, Toronto lose again 4-0 to the Sens on home ice. Toronto now, their series lead trimmed to 3-2. Sebastian Aho scoring in double overtime. Hurricanes sweep aside the Devils with a 5-4 victory. And Brett Howden scoring at 5:04 of overtime as Vegas take Game 5 of the Wild 3-2 to take a 3-2 series lead. Elks selecting 10th overall in last night's CFL draft. They'd take defensive lineman Darian Newell from Queen's University. Laurier quarterback Taylor Elgersmo and 18th overall to the Bombers, while the Riders selected Curtis Rourke 25th overall. 5 U of A Golden Bears were also selected in the draft. Over to the NBA playoffs, Canadian Jamal Murray 43 points, leading the Nuggets over the Clippers 131-115. Denver now up 3-2. Celtics are off to round 2 following a 120-89 win over the Magic. They take that series in 5. The Pistons would stay alive with a 106-103 win over the Knicks, trimming New York's lead to 3-2. And the Pacers eliminating the Bucks 119-118 in overtime, taking that series in 5 games as well. And the Red Sox crushing the Jays 10-2 to take the opener of that 3-game set from Toronto. Game 2 later this evening. First pitch, 5:07. If you've been thinking about new windows and doors, replacing those grimy sealed units, getting that torn-up screen repaired, or making sure your patio doors and windows are working properly, Nisku Glass is here to help. We can also get that chipped and cracked windshield changed and spruced up with a new set of wipers and water-repellent coating. Call us today to get booked for a free estimate and assessment. And remember to mention EST to receive a 10% discount on all residential, commercial, and automotive glass purchases. We won't just meet your glass needs, we'll shatter them at Nisku Glass.
Very impressive. Taking a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. That's why it's the Stanley Cup. It's hard. It's hard.
Oh, party all the time. It's that type of day here in the wonderful city of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where the hockey team has a 3-2 series lead looking to eliminate the Los Angeles Kings for a 4th year in a row. 32 likes away from 600. What is happening this morning? Let's keep that flying in. My goodness, that's exciting. All right, here's hour number 2 for you. Jamie McClennan's going to join us for Pro-Am Sports. That'll lead into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. More of your takes on the game. Macramalla is going to join us around 7:45.
We're hitting 600 before we even get to Noodles.
What the heck? Free advice for Damon Bunting coming up around 7:30 this morning as well. One of the guys looking for advice kind of got in one a little bit last night, spent a lot of money, and he's wondering if it needs to be a tradition now. Because they won. You know how it is?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you got blackout last night.
At the Hudson, yeah.
I don't even know if he was at Hudson's. He just said he was at a bar last night.
And he just texted you on your phone?
No.
Okay, this morning.
Woke up, said he didn't realize it, but he spent over $300 last night at a bar. And he's like, do I have to do this now moving forward?
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
Short answer, yes.
With that being said, if you go to the game, $300 probably get you 2 drinks. So... well, it might not be a bad idea. Nielson Show brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. Check them out, www.southfortchev.com. Right now, 0% financing, OAC up to 72 months, or save up to $8,000 on 2025 Silverado 1500s. All right, let's bring in Jamie McClennan, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. Let Pro-Am help you with your team fundraiser with no-risk auction and raffle items. Very convenient. If you haven't checked this out, you should. Visit them in-store for all the details. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. Jamie McClennan, since we last chatted with you, the Edmonton Oilers have won 3 in a row, take a stranglehold on this series against the Los Angeles Kings. And I was not expecting them to dominate the way they did last night. What did you think of their performance?
I thought Zach Hyman said it best as they carried their performance on from pretty much the second half of the game of Game 4. If you look at it, I'm not the biggest analytics guy, but I track them and get them sent to me from Sport Logic. The Edmonton Oilers in Game 4 had 33 high danger chances. I mean, Darcy Kemper was ridiculous down the stretch and into overtime. Last night they had 30 high danger chances. So they've created 63 high danger chances in pretty much a game and a half. We'll call it 2 games, but a game and a half really, because they didn't do anything in the first half of that Game 4. So I mean, you're seeing a team that. And it's not just 97 and 29. Like, now Arvidsson is dug in. I think Evander Kane has been unbelievable. I really think that he's a unicorn. I've said this before. There's not a lot of people and a lot of teams that have an answer for him when he's playing well. And you know, he scores a goal, yes, but physically, after the whistles, he's right there to calm things down. You know, I thought Frederick looked good last night. You're starting, you know, nobody's been talking about John Klingberg. Klingberg's played really well. Like, I thought that guy's career was done. And, you know, he's really calming. Listen, he got beat on the breakaway, which Pickard made a great save on Kempe. But outside of that, Klingberg's made some really good plays and stabilizing plays. So you're getting contributions from the rest of this group. So, yes, it looked a lot different than it was a week ago, and maybe that's why you guys are playing Eddie Murphy and everyone's dancing in front of the screen before I came on. I don't know, who the hell was that dancing in front of the screen?
That was Trev. That's YouTube Trev, our producer. He sends you the link every day and stuff. He was
he's really enjoying himself this morning.
He's a happy boy. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Noodles, though, I mean, with that depth and those high danger chances, you know, Matthias Ekholm injury and whoever's in net be damned. I mean, if you can still carry on this pace and do what you're doing here, I said this morning too, a little tongue in cheek, they win the next 13. They're Stanley Cup champions, man. They've gone on streaks before. It's not unheard of.
Yeah. If you could bottle that up, I will say, you know, LA's going to have a response. You can't just show up and put your skates on tomorrow and think that they're not going to push. I think it's weird to say the hardest, you know, game is the closeout game. And we saw it against Dallas last year where Stuart Skinner had to steal that one. You know, that was, I think he made, 35 saves. The shots were like, I feel like it was 35-10 or something ridiculous like that.
It was, they only had 10 shots.
Yeah. So, you know, LA's going to have a response, but I do like, there's been a a few things that you look at. Like I would call this, and this is no disrespect to any players leading into it, but they're playing with more courage. I like to see guys going to the net and forcing those defenders to play. Like Connor McDavid's been targeted. That Gavrikov's been chasing him around, Doughty. And the best thing about it is McDavid is getting back up and just playing and playing and playing. And now I mentioned Kane is there. All of a sudden, now there's a physical response on the Oilers side where they're not going to get pushed around. So they look a little bit more, you could see, and Chris Knobloch talked about it the other day, saying that the guys who hadn't played with the team all year or had been injured for long stretches, they were getting better every game and settling in. And you could see, the sum of all the parts potentially coming together. Again, it's 3 games in a row, but the last 2 or 1.5 for sure have looked pretty darn dominant.
You mentioned, and I don't think we would expect any less from most NHL teams. Like the Kings aren't just going to roll over, I wouldn't think, in Game 6. But we've been talking since Hiller made the challenge in Game 3 that kind of turned the tide in this series a little bit. How do they stop the bleeding now when you've been dominated as much as they have for 5 straight periods? They're running a short bench already, basically going with 9 forwards and 4 and like a half D.
Top line's disappeared.
Yeah, what's the path out of this, I guess, for the Kings? How do you try to get things back and stay alive?
Well, I think the path out of this for them, if I was doing a pre-scout, is force Edmonton to play in their own zone, chip and chase, and be physical. And what we saw in the first couple games was LA dictating the pace, LA dictating the physicality, LA exposing, we'll call it a D that has been somewhat patchwork. Now, the D has come back together. I still would like to see a little bit more from Darnell Nurse, but I think a lot of people, head down that path as well. But I think Nurse has been physical. He's trying to be, when you look at that D, the biggest, I guess, would call Achilles heel is when they're playing well, they make their decisions quickly. When they're not, they hold on to the puck and they get hemmed in their zone. And then that forces the forwards who want to stretch the zone. God, we got to come back and defend. And that's not what they would love to do on a consistent basis, any forward group, but especially guys like Dry and McDavid and Hyman and guys who want to blow the zone and try and get speed through the neutral zone. So if I'm LA, the formula is to play, you almost defend in the offensive zone, is play very aggressive and try and force the Oilers to have those grade A turnovers like we saw in the first, we'll call it 2.5 to 3 games.
The Edmonton Oilers, you see what happened last night, and you brought up Evander Kane, but we were talking about it right off the top today. Nugent, Draisaitl, and McDavid get the point on the empty netter, but they were on the verge of winning a tight hockey game with points from Podkolzin, Arvidsson, Janmark, Kane, and Klingberg. And for such a long time, it's always been, the depth of this team, the depth of this team. Last night was the first time, like the last 4 months, that I thought maybe there is a bit of another run in them here this year. And how much of that would come down to some of these depth guys maybe stepping up more than sporadically throughout the postseason?
Yes, and you could argue, Trent Fredericks had a couple good looks.
Yep.
And if all of a sudden he scores, Evander Kane gets his first, you're looking at and guys who feel like they can be impact. I'll be honest, the guy that I'm most and again, I say this because I know there's more there, is Adam Henrique. I think Adam Henrique I think he's got another level there. He's an experienced guy. There's times and shifts where he's a very smart player, but there's times during this series where I think the pace is too much for him. And that's not a good thing, because Henrique is a really good, stable player. And, he needs to find his legs and his confidence, because he's a guy that, when it comes down to it, when you're feeling good about your team and you're trying to run depth down through the middle of the ice, Henrique, whether he plays in the 3-hole or the 4-hole, depending on the deployment that Knobloch wants, he has to be a contributor. I think there is more from the guys farther down the lineup. Arvidsson's kind of been all around it. I don't know. I was kind of chuckled when I saw, that the tweets where it says "Good night, oil country," and I think it was Nurse and him standing there. He looks like he looks like somebody put him in the dryer. Like he shrunk down. Like he's just a tiny little guy. But God, he plays hard. And that's what I like about it. And, that was the biggest knock with, bringing Arvidsson in. He didn't have his best year, but he is really tough to play against. Yes, he gets hit hard. Like, believe me, he got hit hard a few times last night. But he knew he's getting an angle shot from distance. He wanted to get that rebound. Like like for me, that's the type of things where it's a cerebral play that ends up working out. And, Janmark's been a lightning rod. The guy had 2 goals this year. But now he's got 2 in the playoffs that are instrumental. And they do need his speed, and he's good on the penalty kill. And that's the other thing that you probably should point out is special teams. Their kill has kind of settled down now. And I'll say this. When you're running the 5-forward power play, the Toronto Maple Leafs have now given up 2 shorthanded goals on the 5-man power play. You look at last night, there was a 2-on-1. Connor Brown had a really grade A look on, shorthanded. Like, these are the types of things you run 5 guys, and if you're smart about it, and Knobloch found some shifts for McDavid on the penalty kill going, you guys want to dink around, this guy might go the other way. So it's still a chess match. But the adjustments and some of the depth players stepping up has been really impressive. And I will say this too. Calvin Pickard wasn't pressured, but he made the big save on Kempe. Mm-hmm. He made a big wraparound save near the end of the game. I think it was on Kuzmenko. But, you make the saves that you are needed to make at the right time. And Pickard has given them that.
Well, yeah, that's where I wanted to go there, and then maybe we'll get to this Toronto-Ottawa series. Pickard is now 3-0 since coming into this series. It's not like he's had to steal 3 games, but how would you summarize his play for this team so far, and how much how much has it factored in to the 3-game swing here?
It's factored in a lot, and he is what he is as a goaltender. He'll go down swinging, being ultra aggressive. The reason why he stopped that breakaway is because of his aggressiveness. If you actually look, his push from right to left, he ended up 5 feet outside the net as the puck went through him and it rolled out the other way. Like, his aggressiveness, he's not going to apologize for it. And I again, coming back to analytics, and I don't want to bore people, but I got a note from Sportlogic, which I thought was really interesting, is he is 7 for 7 on seam backdoor one-timers, where in this series, which I thought was really, because he's aggressive and he's got good lateral movement. Stuart Skinner has allowed 5 goals on 8 of those. Now, again, those are backdoor one-timers. The 5-on-3 would be considered one where it went shelf on Skinner. But moving side to side, Pickard has been really good, and he's made a couple good saves doing that in his 3 games. So it's been impressive what he's done. But I think the guys, like when they scored in overtime the other day, McDavid didn't go to Draisaitl. First thing he did is he went sprinting down the ice.
How significant
Pickard.
Is that, Noodles?
It's huge. It's huge because you can see these guys are like, okay, we know what we're going to get from this guy. It's not going to be, he's an unmade bed in the net. It's messy but he gets the job done right now. I don't know how long he can sustain that, but what he needs to do is have an impact game where maybe they might not have their goods tomorrow night, and he's got to give them an opportunity to get their goods going. But I think it was so impactful. They had such a great start yesterday, and then they just didn't take their foot off the gas.
Speaking of feet being taken off of gas pedals, let's switch over to the Battle of Ontario. Would things start to tighten up at this point yet for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I mean, on our show, we'll be talking about an underpants cam and what color the skid mark is going to be and all of that. I would say this. The Ottawa Senators are a good team, and they're allowed to play hard too. Like, I would tell people this. I was taking my kids to school this morning, and guy stopped me. He's like, can't believe they're doing this. And I'm like, well, Ottawa's allowed to play hard and have a little bit of puck luck and get, because when you have 3 games that went to overtime, those are coin flip games, regardless of what happened to get there. And the Leafs won the first couple, and you're up 3-0, where you literally could have gone, okay, I could have seen Ottawa get one of those. I could have seen Ottawa, if they get lucky, if they get the puck luck, 2 of those. So in the end, if you would have said to me at the start of this series, I thought it was going to go 6 or 7. So, however you've arrived at it, that's what it looks like. It's funny. We're talking about the Edmonton Oilers up 3-2 and the Toronto Maple Leafs up 3-2. And the temperature of the fan bases couldn't be polar opposite right now. Because a week ago, when they were down 2 Cobb and the Oilers looked like they were out to lunch and LA was just too strong for them, we were like, okay, this team is constructed poorly. What's going on? Stuart Skinner can't make a save, and Nurse, and what's Bouchard doing, and all that. And it's funny how a week changes everything. But that being said, I think there is some tension in Leafland because of the history of this group, and it's earned because now they're 1-13 in closeout games.
Well, I was going to say, too.
That's horrible.
Well, are the Sens, is it more than staying alive right now, given what you just said, and the fact that, the Oilers are going home up 3-2, the Leafs are going on the road up 3-2, and the history, and, the Senators having a decent team.
They're a very good team. They've got depth. They're just inexperienced.
Yeah.
But I said this at the start of the season, or start of the series, because I cover the team. And people in Toronto are like, they've only got 175 playoff games experience, and the Leafs have 1,200 or whatever. And I'm saying, yes, but if you look at it, the guys who didn't have experience, Thomas Chabot's 28 years old. Like, he's not, they're not 19. Yes, Tim Stützle's 23, and Ridley Gregg's 22, and Jake Sanderson's 22. But then they've got veteran guys, or guys like Brady Tkachuk's 25. Once they get a taste of it and they're starting to build, you can see their confidence growing. And it comes down to, and I'm getting long-winded, but Linus Ullmark, all of a sudden the goaltender looks like the goaltender again. So, there's going to be a lot of question marks heading into tomorrow's game, but, Ottawa has been right there for the most part. Outside of the first game where they were undisciplined and they got roasted on special teams, every other game they've been right in it, and it's been kind of a coin flip game. So, we'll see how Game 6 unfolds.
Jamie McClennan, as always, buddy, we really appreciate it. Man, the city is hopping right now. It's a fun place to be, Noodles, I'm not going to lie.
Well, listen, what they can do is give themselves a better opportunity. You come out like gangbusters. This Darcy Kemper's trying to steal it, man. He's been unbelievable. And there's a reason why he's up for the Vezina, and LA's can be a stingy team, but the Oilers are doing a good job of getting to him. And I didn't even mention Corey Perry. Just every shift is in his crease and standing there. You're getting contributions from guys that, you maybe thought had more, and you're seeing a little bit more. I think Jake Wallman's been good. Bouchard has settled in, and Klingberg, as I raved about it earlier, I thought he's really been a stabilizing force, moving the puck. You just need to get the puck out of your zone and live to fight another day. And he's done a good job for the most part of moving the puck.
Awesome chat, man. We'll catch up next Wednesday.
You bet. Thanks for having me, guys.
That's Jamie McClennan. His show, Overdrive, is going to be interesting this afternoon.
It'd be a wild ride.
Noodles is brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Check them out online, proamsports.ca. Or pop into the store. I mean, they got tons of cool stuff over there. St. Albert Trail, on the corner of St. Albert Trail, 128th Ave. Go see the Cooks and Boys. I'm sure it'll be a busy game for them, or a busy day for them. Here's Toronto in closeout playoff games in the Matthews era.
Well, they have the experience, but it's not good experience.
I've got all the games. Lost to Boston in Game 7, 2018. Lost to Boston in Game 6. These are all chances to clinch closeout series. Lost to Boston in Game 6, 2019. Lost to Boston in Game 7, 2019. Lost to Columbus in Game 5 in 2020. Lost to Montreal in Game 5 in 2021. Lost to Montreal in Game 6 in 2021. Lost to Montreal in Game 7 in 2021. Lost to Tampa in Game 6 in 2022. Lost to Tampa in Game 7 in 2022. Lost to Tampa in Game 5 in 2023, won against Tampa in Game 6 in 2023, lost to Boston in Game 7, 2024, lost to Ottawa in Game 4, 2025, lost to Ottawa in Game 5, 2025. 1 win and 13 losses when a chance to close out a series is facing the Matthews group.
That's great experience.
Man.
Great experience.
God.
Put that on a resume.
Hey, thumbs up here in Edmonton for that. If you're watching over on YouTube, we are 30 away from changing 700 midway through the show. So if you're watching, if you've not yet subbed to the channel, we would very much appreciate the sub as we try to make our glorious push to 12,000 subs here on Edmonton Sports Talk. But yeah, 29 likes away from changing 700.
Didn't have the chance to do this.
Changing 100.
We're changing 600, 500 plus a 100.
Perfect.
Man, button boy. Let's
You're
go to the
good at
button
math.
boy over there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. The fan zone. By fans, for fans, no fees. If you are looking for tickets to Game 6, don't waste your time on these other sites. Just go to fansfirst.ca and you will get to the game at the best price you possibly can.
Fan zone. You can chant fan zone at Darcy Kemper.
If we don't have a Darcy chant going, though, there was a Darcy chant at the bar last night. VR after that second goal was Darcy.
He likes a good chant.
Darcy, come out to play. Get in this dude's head in Game 6. Darcy would rattle him more than Kemper. I just know it deep down in my loins. Darcy is the key to the victory. The Darcy chant. Deskra over in the chat says, "Did we get a?" I'll give it to you, Deskra. Get ready, Trev. Here we go. Can I get a win ya? Win ya? Changing 700.
Are you serious?
No, I made it up. What we're doing here.
Changing 200.
Oh,
That was quick.
you got that done. This guy's heating up.
Press buttons.
He's getting ready for a possible run. Can we change 800 before 7:30? Can we get 800 now? Can we get 800 now? Okay, the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. Everybody's fired up today. We get it. But here's the question. Do the Kings have anything left?
No.
You're adamant that they're done, hey?
I said Friday, the Oilers, they'll be fine, and they are fine. And now the Kings are done. The Kings are done. To quote Hernan Salas yesterday, who will be singing La Bamba again on his show today.
Yeah, he better.
Promise is a promise.
What was that like? Oh, we're going to do it at the end of the series.
Well,
no, you're doing it live every day after a win.
Like the $300 guy at the bar last night, you can't stop now.
That's how bits work. That's how bits work.
Well, what are you going to do now? Not do it?
Yeah.
And now what's going to happen? You're going to be the reason that they.
He'll be a heel for the rest of his days.
Well, what if they don't? What if they come
He's
back and
got to
don't get it
sing
done?
today. He's got to sing.
He's got it. You have to do it after a win. That's what it is.
Plus, he's awesome at it.
Run and roll.
So Hernan sings La Bamba. Will Gager bounces like a baby next to him. Today on EST afternoons from 1 until 3.
But he said last night they're cooked, and I completely agree. I mean, that's the whatever verbiage you want to use, cooked, finished. I know Noodles was a little more complimentary and in national media and whatever, but no, they're done. They're totally done. I mean, Kemper can keep them in this. It could be a tight one. I get it. But he's not stealing them a game. Not at this point. Not the way. Look, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl both have 10 points. That's joint league lead right now. We're not even talking about them. It's the quietest 20 points combined in playoff history. I know it's only 5 games, but here we are talking about guys up and down the lineup, save maybe Podkolzin and Henrique, and everything's clicking. The blue line looks fine. We talked about these guys on the blue line just not having to play lights out, but a notch above, a level above. Whatever you are, play a level above, and it's working. Pickard, as he mentioned too, a few moments, not hurting you, not winning it for you, but not hurting you. That's the key. Blue line's not hurting them. Goaltending's not hurting them. Depth scoring. McDavid and Draisaitl, the quietest 20 points. The Jets only have 8 more points as a team combined than those two guys. We're not even talking about them. Not even a factor. It goes ice cold. They're done. They're totally done.
Somebody said
the Kings are done.
When they were down 2-0, you said the Oilers got them right where they want them. This is who the Oilers are.
I did. I tweeted that out. And I'm 0-2 at watch parties. So you don't want my stank anywhere near an EST watch party.
Stanky boy.
Keep me at home.
I'm 0-2 as well.
Yeah.
We need to get
that's
there.
tough.
Well, maybe you and I will just...
Guy in a loader in the fan zone says, Kings are gassed. Just imagine how good the boys will look when Nuge realizes he's in a series here. Guy in a loader. Hashtag the fan zone.
There are players on this team that are still passengers, quote unquote.
Call in the Amishman says the Kings have nothing left. They have no gas, and they're too afraid of Edmonton to push like they would need to.
Yeah.
All of the guys who were injured are rolling now. Kane and Klingberg have made a massive difference. The fan zone.
Yeah. No, I mean, Kempe's playing defense. Kuzmenko's done an Arvidsson, regular season Arvidsson here where you can't find him. They're cooked. They're goosed. They're silly goosed.
Red texts in. The fan zone. Darcy.
Yes.
Darcy.
Should be chanting Quinton. That was the moment. He gets that out.
He gets that
well,
out.
and Bouchard actually said that's the moment too. But, I mean, what a swing. They're done. Stick a fork in them.
I will just say this. This will be my one caveat, my one asterisk on let's not get too pumped. Mind you, my voice cracked like 3 times but here's the one thing I'll say. And the Oilers looked like a wagon last night. They've dominated for 5 straight periods. But game 6, they're at home. Their backs aren't against the wall anymore. This team operates the best.
You're making a case.
I just hope they don't take the foot off the gas because they're slightly fat and happy. I don't. The way they played last night and what we saw in last year's playoffs, I don't think that'll be the case. But with the team that we saw in the regular season this year, now maybe Kane, as an emotional guy, gets them into the fight early and they're right back in. That would be my only thing is like, do the Oilers just take the foot off their gas because their backs aren't against the wall for a brief moment in this series? That would be the only concern.
Yep. Sometimes at home there is that. I did say, though, last night it was a must-win for the Kings, and they've now lost that game at home. The Oilers can afford to play with the food a bit. I think even if this does go to a Game 7 back in L.A., stylistically, I mean, if in some weird universe, if the Kings go out tomorrow night and pump them 7-0, which is not going to happen, but if they fall in a tight one even tomorrow night, there's still a Game 7, and I would take this Oilers team right now, even in coming off a Game 6 loss, to take a Game 7 down in LA. Home record be damned.
Well, the other way would be, Kemper stands on his head, but he did that last night, and it didn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They've out, and I get it. Like Kemper's, he's a Vezina in the conversation. It's been a stiff test, but if they can still pass that test with Draisaitl and McDavid having like a cool, quiet 10 points each, and guys deeper down the lineup getting on the score sheet.
Deutschland Dangler says they could get goalied. And no, they got goalied last night won.
They got goalied in the first period. I said, we didn't expect them to come out in the first like they did, and they did. They didn't get that goal, though. And the sphincter could get tightened there and say, well, you play so good, you don't get the goal. I think they played the Kings earlier in the season where the same thing happened. Then the Kings score first. But you knew they laid down the framework and the groundwork that they were just going to keep pushing. They're not going to stop now. And it was the same in the third period, and it was the same in overtime the other night. It doesn't matter. He can make 50 saves, 60 saves, 70 saves. They'll score in the 71st shot. It's going to go in.
All right. What say you? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999.
Cooked.
Oh! Somebody get this guy in the kitchen.
Hernick. We'll get you in the fridge here if the likes keep going, right?
We're 44 likes away from hitting 800 in the first half of the show today. Do you have it in you before he's done the update? Free advice is on the other side for Damon Bunting. Macramalla will be by as well. Your thoughts on the Oilers continue to roll in, and we will continue to get to them. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Wyshynski will pop by. We'll get his thoughts on Jim Hiller pissing this series away with 1 challenge. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power still to come as well. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. That is where, if you need free advice, send it our way. We'll hook you up. Let's get to the sports update right now for the fine folks at Park Mazda. 39 likes shy of our first ever 800 at 7:30 show.
Getting hungry? The Oilers winning on the road down in LA 3-1 over the Kings. Matthias Janmark, Evander Kane, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins providing the goals, while the Oilers peppered Darcy Kemper with 46 shots. They'll look to close out the series tomorrow night back here in Edmonton. Other action last night, Linus Ullmark stopped 29 as the Sens shut out the Leafs 4-0. Toronto now hold a 3-2 series lead heading back to Ottawa. Sebastian Aho sending the Canes to round 2 as they sweep aside the Devils 5-4 in overtime. And Brett Howden also scoring at 4:05 of overtime in Vegas, taking Game 5 over the Wild 3-2. Golden Knights up 3-2 in that series, heading back to Minnesota. 3 games tonight. Capitals look to close out their series with the Habs at home. Puck drop at 5. Later at 5:30, the Panthers look to close out their series with the Lightning on the road. And Winnipeg return home to host the Blues. That series tied at 2. Puck drop 7:30. CFL Draft saw the Elks select defensive lineman Darian Newell, 10th overall from Queen's University. Laurier quarterback Tyler Elgersma went 18th overall to the Bombers, while the Riders selected Curtis Rourke at the 25th selection. 5 U of A Golden Bears were also picked in the draft. NBA playoffs, Jamal Murray, 43 points. Denver knocked off the Clippers 131-115 to take a 3-2 series lead. Celtics are off to round 2. They defeat the Magic 120-89, taking that series in 5. Also in 5 games, the Pacers eliminating the Bucks 119-118 in overtime. And the Pistons would stay alive with a 106-103 victory over the Knicks, trimming New York's lead to 3-2. Red Sox crushing the Jays 10-2 to take the opener of that 3-game set from Toronto. Game 2 goes later tonight. First pitch 5:07. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. How about those Blue Jays?
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia para mi batía. Arriba y arriba, ay arriba y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Everybody now. La la
Baba Bamba, indeed. Hernan Salas isn't going to sing that today on the show. Is he nuts? Of course he's banging that out.
He's going to bow to the pressure here. Yes.
EST Afternoons is going to be great. Here's our lineup for you today. Trev, give it to me. Changing 800.
Changing 200.
My God, this is getting nuts. If you're listening over on TuneIn, and by the way, numbers on TuneIn and iHeart and stuff today are through the roof too. If you're listening over on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com today, slide on over to YouTube. Sneak in, give us a thumbs up. We could hit 1,000 before 8 o'clock.
Look, we won't tell anybody. We don't have to. You can just.
It's a bit of a stretch, but I think it could be done, which sounds insane.
Do it for Hernan.
Yeah, do it for Hernan Salas. Do it for Reed Wilkins. For goodness sakes. The guy's operating with one eye right now. He's eye patch guy. And hopefully he commits himself to Pirate Show for like at least a week.
The whole 3 hours.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Full doesn't break
the interviewing guests.
He's got a hook.
Everything. I said last night on one of the shows, I bet you Reed has a pirate hat somewhere in his house.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Little parrot on his shoulder, hey?
If you missed it, Reed's retina came detached 2 days ago, and he had to go have surgery yesterday at the hospital to get it reattached, and now has an eye patch. And we're like, hey, man, you can stay home for a couple of days. And he's like, I think I can do the show. Like, so all-time legendary Reed Wilkins incoming here.
He probably has a big puffy pirate shirt as well.
He might have one of those.
Yeah.
He might have one of those. Free advice. Macramalla is going to join us. I think he hasn't texted me about any like rich people stuff.
He was on it. What was he on? Where was he last week? He was on a trip. Another
He was
trip
on
to
a
Belize.
fancy rich people trip.
Oh, getting another tan, I assume.
Yeah, probably. Free advice for Damon Bunting. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. 780-218. Oh, I forgot. Bunting texted me yesterday, and I didn't text him back. It was such a busy day. Oh, no.
Ooh.
And he's one of my top 5 guys I'd like to be better friends with.
I think you've dropped out of his top 10.
This is why I can't be better friends with guys, because I forget to text back. Damn it.
You left him on red.
Sorry, but yeah, I think I did, because I did read it. Oh, God.
Oh,
God. Oh, God. Bunting, you're my friend. I'm sorry. Bunting, consistently top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over almost 20 years. Let's just say it. It's almost 2 bloody decades. He's community driven. He's understands what it takes to make a difference in the city. Now with the agency, check him out, DamonBunting.com, or on the Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. Posts a lot of his houses for sale and stuff there. And Bunting, if you are listening, I will text you back after the show today. Sorry I didn't get back to you yesterday.
I think you should text him back now. It's his damn segment.
Why it was
take your time. No,
he asked me a question that I didn't fully understand, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta think about that." And this is just what buddies do.
You're still thinking, yeah.
Funny
okay.
buddy text.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get it. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Guys, my wife recently sold my Evander Kane jersey on Marketplace. Should I go buy a new one? Or do I just suck it up for the playoffs and then wait and see what happens in the offseason?
On Marketplace, too. Eh?
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to flip something right now.
Are you trying to flip something on Marketplace?
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, you're asking about my wife. It is? I thought the stuff sells on Marketplace right away. Are you fairly priced?
I put something up very, very cheap. So I'm getting all of these. But then I'm, hi, is this still available? And I'll reply like, yes, are you interested? And then that's it.
I could never do that.
So I can't sell anything. Yeah. I'm basically giving it away and nobody wants it.
Yeah, Tammy handles all the selling of stuff.
That was a great story, by the way.
Yeah, so that's a quick story on Tam.
Little advice for
we had these
tires.
we had these Ford Explorer winter tires in pretty good shape, and she's like, "Should I sell these?" I was just like, "Yeah, go ahead." Like $150. So she puts all 4 tires up for $150 total, and she goes, "You will not believe the interest we've gotten these tires." And I was like, "Wait, what do you mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, look at this." There's like 80 people who instantly replied. And I said, well, that's because you listed the tires for all of them for $150. Of course, I'm going to buy them from you and resell them myself. So you got to be careful a little bit with that stuff. And I would say, you know what, man? You're going to be feeling so good today. Evander Kane looks like he's going into playoff beast mode. I think you should walk into Pro-Am Sports today and get yourself an Evander Kane jersey.
Oh, yeah.
You won't regret it. 40 likes away from 900.
Stanley Cup patch on there too. Hey, why not? Get ahead of the game.
Just get ahead of the game. Cooks and boys, do you mind putting the Stanley Cup patch on there? No, those aren't ready yet. I've designed my own. Boys, I woke up this morning and realized I spent over $300 at a pub last night. I don't remember most of the night, but do I need to now make this a tradition for the rest of the playoffs?
I think like 300 flat, so you could parlay that into like a menu item, food. Like it's not just saying I spent $300 on booze. I think this is easy to do, and you should. In the spirit of Hernan, if this gets you the win, you have to keep it up.
You have to keep rolling on this. Trev, what do you think? If you woke up one morning, you're like, man, I think I had a good time last night. Then you see on your bill, you spent $300.
Yes.
Would you run that out again for the team, or would you be like, I can't be spending $1,200 a week on the playoffs? Like,
yeah, that's a lot. I don't know your salary, your wage, anything like that.
Maybe this guy's rich. Who knows?
If he's rich, then yeah, I'd say go for it. But if not, then probably no, because I don't think you did it the game before and they won. And I don't think you did it the game before that.
Oh, I wish you would clarify that with us.
I don't think you have to do it. So that's kind of the theme I'm seeing there.
Is this the text
not like you've
Bunting
done it.
sent you?
No, it's not.
Because he would be the one that could afford to do
Bunting's
this.
a very successful realtor.
Yes.
I don't think he'd be concerned about this.
So, what was the tip? I wonder. Maybe it was a high tip.
Ooh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like they only spent $50 and they tipped.
So how do you feel about this? So you've done a lot of hosting and stuff. So last night I was on Tommy's tab.
Oh, good. Good for you. It's tough to get on there, man. It's hard.
I had a beer and 2 drinks. And
no food?
No food.
Okay.
Well, I had the mac and cheese, the majority mac and cheese last night for dinner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I was stuffed on mac and cheese and wieners.
Okay, yeah.
So I got down there. I was thinking about some wings.
Full as a tick. Yeah, okay.
I was thinking about some wings, but I was like, So anyway.
Guess he's going out for wing night tonight.
Are you going up for wing night tonight? You're a lucky guy. I'll be singing at home stressing about the Lakers game. But so I don't know. My tab wouldn't have been much anyway. It was a few drinks. But I left a $20 tip.
Cash.
I just left $20 tip because, I got my drinks for free. You should probably, is that a fair amount, do you think?
Yeah, well, but I never carry cash, so what I'll do is I'll get them to bring the machine and they charge me a cent.
Okay, I always wonder about that because I go get cash out. It costs me $3.75.
Yeah, no, that's a fool's game, man.
I'm a fool.
You're paying to the bank. You get the machine. They charge you a cent, and then you calculate it on your phone what you would owe depending on the times 0.20, 25 or whatever, and then they just do it there.
Man, I've been getting hosed by those machines forever.
Think of all the money you've wasted. You've lost a lot of money.
It's almost the tip in itself.
You're getting rinsed. Yeah, really.
Ah, man, I didn't want to be.
Do it next time, though.
I didn't want to be the pub fool.
They'll do it. The pub fool.
But that was fair enough, though, right? $20.
$20, yeah.
Hey, Trev, you worked at a bar, so
I'll take a $5.
So, okay,
let alone a $20.
Oh wow, so good to know.
That's fair. That's extremely generous.
I need these ATMs to start dishing out 5s and 10s for me, as opposed to the 20.
Like I'll take a 5. A 10 is like a real treat. I'm like, oh wow, that was super generous.
Yeah.
But a 20, I'm like, I thank them. I follow them on the way out. And I say thank you. You don't have to do this.
But on a couple,
you're such a good guy, Trev.
I got tipped $120 once, and I walked them out, and I was like, "Are you sure?" They're like, "Yes, you were awesome." I'm like, "No, I can't take this." Like, "Are you sure?" They're like, "Yes." Like, seriously, take it.
They must have loved you.
What was the order though? Like, did they spend a lot?
They didn't know.
It was 20% of a.
It was like $100 bill.
Oh.
Did you write your number and put a little heart?
No.
Above one of the letters, like on that thing? Like,
done that a few times. But that's really nice, Dusty. You're a good tipper.
I mean, I guess I don't know about tipping much.
Okay,
I thought
you said 2 drinks, and what would that total be?
That's like 100%.
Yeah.
I guess maybe like
80, 90.
Yeah, my tab probably would have been like $26.
But you didn't pay a cent.
But I didn't pay a cent.
Yeah. So if you would have paid the $20 and then also tipped on top, but.
Pizza Boy says Dusty signs a deal with Play Alberta and now he's throwing money around like a rapper.
Yes.
I just think it's nice when I'm not having to pay for drinks that I tip a little bit more.
When you find yourself on a tab, you have to tip. You can't just, right? You have to tip on a tab. Old thief over here, you're at it again.
Yeah, no, you have to. I'm a very generous tipper because obviously
you worked in the industry.
So I know.
Here's the other element that factored in my mind last night.
If I'm not paying at all, I can afford to pay a bit.
Our server last night worked the entire night in a walking boot. Like her foot was clearly banged up, walking boot. Now, at one point she walked by me and I said to Tommy, do you think she's faking?
It's a shtick.
For tips?
I've heard of this.
Have you legitimately heard of this?
Yeah.
No.
I had.
Do you think I got swindled last night on my big tip? Oh no!
She got you.
Oh, now I'm a double fool. Yeah. I'm taking cash out of the $3.75 bank machine.
You're a boot fool.
And she sucked me in with the boot. You've heard of this in the industry?
Well, yeah. I had a friend back home. She did hurt her ankle, but she milked it like the last 2 weeks. She's like, wow, I'm getting extra tips for having this boot on. So I'm going to keep it on for a little bit longer.
My goodness.
This throws the whole Reed Wilkins scenario into high question, I would say.
Is he faking his detached retina?
He just wants to wear an eye patch because he's always wanted to be a pirate.
Yeah.
And this is his angle to get in there, right?
Man. That's
should have gave it a kick. Should have gave it a kick.
I should.
How hurt are you?
I should have full blown Lebowski. This dude can walk. I'm telling you, this guy can walk.
God, that's good.
All right, 780-218-9999. Big Uke says all people in boots are faking it. I got a guy I coach hockey with, Coach Colin.
Is that a shot of Jasmine there?
Coach Colin, another guy who's on my list of guys I'd like to be better friends with if I had more time.
This is list is ever growing.
He's coaching our spring hockey team, and he's walking around in a boot right now. I call him the Gimp.
Bring up the Gimp.
Brett Killington says Reed's going to be working the patch to get more clicks.
I'm saying.
I respect the move.
On this theory, yeah. Hey, why not?
I respect the move. Macramalla says he's trying to connect.
Well, he tried, but he was there for like 5 seconds and didn't allow me
He
to
said
click.
it doesn't want to pick up my mic. Says that on your site. Weird. New one. You want to send him a second link?
Well, no, he was here, but he was just too quick. I couldn't click it.
I'll say this.
Let's try again.
Trev says,
try again.
Try again. Maybe his mic's not plugged in. So many good intros. Anyway, that was free advice.
You could mime the segment.
We could do.
If anybody could pull that off,
write
it'd
it
be
down on
Macramalla.
signs like Matt Damon in The Martian. This is interesting. Nathan DeWelder says, did Tommy leave a tip himself on the tab or just use your 20 to cover it all?
Well, check the cameras. Tommy's a good. He's a good.
Gazzola's over in the chat right now. He says, hey, Kenya. Yeah, her name was Kenya. And I said to Tommy last night, I said, can I get a Kenya? Anyway, he says she hurt her foot bouldering. She worked hard. Yeah, she worked hard. Yeah, Tommy, I hurt my foot bouldering too. That's the exact excuse I would make if I was going to fake injured boot person at an establishment.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Eh? Bouldering? I think
it's when you climb on big rocks, Trev.
Oh,
that's rock climbing.
Oh, it's bouldering if you roll on them. I think. All right. He tried to connect again. Did we? I said, Trev says try again. And Macramalla said he's too focused on his lost love / roommate. I don't know. Maybe try sending. I don't think the link could make a difference. He might need a computer restart.
Get him on the phone.
I mean, I don't really want to go phone.
I know, but I'm just.
We've gone phone before,
we got options.
haven't we?
We got options. I say the mime thing would be highly entertaining.
Trev, I'm going to send you his number, just in case. He might just be doing rich stuff and trying to use excuses to. He says he's doing soon. He's going to do it soon. So I guess he's. Anyway, we'll get to some Macramalla intros because we got a ton of them. This will actually give us some time on these.
He's going to do it soon.
We are. Oh boy, look at this.
It's a sex. Yeah.
We are 105 away from 1,000 before 8 o'clock.
I don't know.
That 900 is just juicy. She's right there for us. EST legal analyst. This one's in from Tommy Rubella. EST legal analyst and guy that will completely ignore attorney-client privilege if it makes for a funny story down at the old lawyer club. I wonder how much lawyers get together and
at the
share that stuff, and it doesn't go beyond here.
Drinking bourbon.
They have to. They have to. If I was a lawyer, I would do that with other lawyers. EST legal analyst and guy who dominates the record for most times appearing on Maury without being the father. He's just always there back.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
It's me
Swing and a miss.
again.
Yeah.
He's waiting for it. He's like, come on, this is the one. I swear to God.
I've always wanted a son.
I'm that kid's dad. All right, 780-218-9999. EST legal analyst and guy who's been banned from competitive LARPing for drawing a firearm during league play.
That's good.
EST legal analyst and guy who keeps losing all his manslaughter cases because he thinks it's pronounced man's laughter. EST legal analyst and guy who's technically only botched one exorcism, Eric Macramalla. EST legal analyst and guy who shouted out in court, "Can I get a win, yeah?" after only getting his client 12 years for jaywalking. EST legal analyst and guy who insists on cleaning everyone's golf balls at an EST Classic by sucking on them like a jawbreaker. Where is this guy?
What a showman.
It's not that hard, Eric.
Oh, geez, careful, Trev.
Not that hard.
Look at you.
It's not that
Mime it. Let's
hard.
mime it.
He was there. He just has to re-click the link. I saw him pop up.
Click, click, click.
I think he's restarting. He's restarting his computer as well. All right. Oh, look at this. Reed Wilkins in the chat right now. Click, click, click. Get to 1,000 with an eye patch on. We're
click, click,
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
You must click today for the boys.
Ahoy there, Reed.
I think if Reed had a parrot, those two guys would be hilarious. Like Reed and his parrot,
He's got to
that
bring
would
one
be
in.
funny.
Again, you got to go full bore with this. 2 peg legs. Maybe he brings in the rustic onion soup.
Oh, you know what? That would make sense. All right, we're going to call Macramalla. He says, now my computer is effed. Something happened. You can call this number if you want.
Probably got hacked.
Trev, I'm going to send you Macramalla's number, and we can we'll get him on the phone today. We just won't get to see his beautiful Egyptian face. There we go. I think that's his number.
Legal analyst.
I've got a couple numbers.
And guy who tries cases in a walking boot to get juror sympathy, Eric Macramalla.
Now that makes sense. It's like in the movie Wild Things. Bill Murray had the neck brace on. Remember
pulling
when
all the
Bill
films.
Murray was being neck brace guy? That's exactly what it's like. And I think that's what might have happened last night. So just a double whammy for me last night. But whatever. It was still a good time. Tommy Gazzola for Game 6, an opportunity to clinch. Game 6, Tommy will be at the Ice House. It's a home game. He will be downtown at the Ice House for Game 6 if you want to make plans to get out tomorrow night. EST legal analyst and guy who insists on giving the jury members a massage in court, complete with the fold-up table. Now, before we get to our final statements, who wants a rub down? And he unfolds the thing.
Yeah, in the happy ending.
That's not a bad idea. All right, do we have him? Let's see. Eric Macramalla, is your phone working at least?
My man, it is. I rebooted my computer. Your site didn't allow me to use my microphone. Then when I rebooted, I guess some updates from the law firm kicked in, and it no longer recognized my profile. So
have you been fired?
The problem is,
have you been fired, Eric?
They may have gotten wind the last time I went. Oh, there we go. The last time I went to trial, when they asked me how my client pleaded, I jumped out of the jury box at a chair number 13 and said not guilty. Maybe they thought that was unprofessional.
Eric Macramalla with us on the show this morning.
I got to tell you, I was so disappointed because we haven't talked in a while. And when you and I don't talk in a while, things feel a bit off.
Okay.
And I missed you. I was away for a week on another vacation because I have a lot of money. And I was like, I miss Dustin and Eric a little bit. And I sure hope Will isn't filling in next week when I go back on. And then this. And then this
does suck.
Now it
wanted to see your
recognizes my
face.
profile.
I wanted to see your face.
I did some push-ups before our segment.
Of course.
So I would look virile, right? Which I often do push-ups in court because the judge will say, Eric, how does your client plead? I go, I'm on push-up number 8. Do you mind waiting until I get to push-up number 10 to tell you? Thanks, Your Honor. They don't seem to like that level of glibness, but that's not my problem, is it?
Eric Macramalla with us on the show this morning. Let's talk some NHL playoffs.
How does your client plead? I'm huge. Yeah. Now I can probably access. Do you want me to access the video?
What? We're going to go from a phone call to a video?
Wow.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. Now, with that being said,
this is pure.
Here's the risk.
What if I stay on the phone with the video?
Yeah. Do it.
I mean, I don't even know if that would technically work, to be honest with you. Are you going to try to connect?
I don't think it would. I am.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. This is the risk that we'll do. Oh, you're still on the phone. I was going to say, if we
no, stay.
Okay,
wait,
let's stay with you. Yeah.
All right.
Stay with you. We'll talk you through this.
All right.
Then you click.
Talk me through this. I love it.
You click connect.
Yeah, I don't know why. There was actually a message that said your microphone is not recognized. I'm like, what?
That's what we thought.
Yeah,
we thought
we go.
microphone issue, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hang up on this guy. Let's hang up on this guy.
We should be good to go. Right?
There he is. Yeah, there he is. Eric Macramalla joins us, EST legal analyst and guy who figured it out. God,
that's the one.
Amazing. So what's up, man? How are you doing?
I can hear you. Wow, look at that. My background looks like I'm calling you from prison.
You look, not
Which
yet.
Which reminds me of my last jury box story. It's like, Eric, Mr. Macramalla, get out of the jury box. I'm like, no, this is where I connect with the jurors. This is where we're one. And they said, why are you trying those gloves on? I don't know. I saw it on TV. I thought it would work. But you're the lawyer. I went to 2 years of law school. That's the thing is no one knows I went to law school just for 2 years. It's 3 years, by the way. I think this is what I'm told. It was just a lot of work.
It was.
You got to read this. You got to read that. Ooh, you guys are so fancy.
The problem is that we're out of time now, so we got to let you go.
Thanks for joining us.
I know. We have a minute. How's it going?
It's going good here. The Oilers have won 3 in a row.
Yeah, I know.
Like they're about to lose 4 straight years in a row to the Edmonton Oilers.
You know what? I thought the Kings looked good going into the series, and there were some injury concerns with your National League hockey team.
I know.
But now all is right in the world. Because if your Oilers team is not making a deep playoff run, then something is amiss in the world.
Well,
Agreed?
you know what? Last night was the first time in 3 months I watched them play and went, wow, they might be capable of a deep playoff run. Yeah, they were. They dominated them last night. It was and in Los Angeles, where the Kings have been great at home. Will Ferrell was trying to get them pumped up, and not even that worked.
Was he ever?
Yeah,
really. Here's the thing. So for your listeners, if they want to sound smart when it comes to hockey, and someone's saying Oilers played really awesome, they scored goals, you should just tell someone, hey, they did a great job in the neutral zone. That doesn't really mean a lot, right? But they'll go, oh,
they're not going to question you.
And how about those zone entries that were denied? Oh, that's so cool. What about that blown coverage in the third? Oh, right. You just throw stuff out there. You know, that's just how you sound smart. It's just a collection of lies. I think we would all agree. My whole life is a lie. I'm like George Costanza.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hilarious would it be if Toronto blows this series lead and loses to Ottawa?
I'm laughing already. We were watching it this morning, my kids and I, and we're laughing. We're like, this now has to happen. Mm-hmm. What are they? They 1-13 since 2018 in series clinching games. Something like that, right?
1-13, 1-13. We went through all of the games today laughing at each of them.
1-13. This would be like yesterday. They were so flat. It was weird. It's like they were playing a regular season game and the Sens were playing a playoff game. Austin Matthews just disappeared. I don't know if Justin Bieber's on his mind, because when I went to the All-Star game 2 years ago in Toronto, Justin Bieber was sitting right behind us and he was cheering Austin Matthews like crazy. It was really weird. Like they had all these NHL superstars doing amazing things, except for Kucherov at the All-Star game. Remember, he was in a really bad mood, and he really let everybody down. But every time Matthews touched the puck, the Beebs would go crazy. He was right behind us. I turned on, like, could you settle down? Could you relax? But both their sad eyes kept making contact. Because, you know, Justin's got sad eyes, and Matthews has got sad eyes. Agreed? So I don't know what's going on with Matthews, but I sure hope they screw it up so they trade one of the best wingers in the NHL in Mitch Marner, because he's so good. It's funny. He's really good in the neutral zone, by the way. He's really good in the neutral zone.
Hey, I'll take your word for it. Hey, the Habs versus
really
the Habs.
If they lose, right?
Yeah.
If they lose, here's the thing. If they lose the series, I'm coming down to Calgary, right? For your next award show. Right? Where I mean, last year about best guest, I wasn't even nominated, but it's fine. I'm only the longest running guest on your show. But I will come down to Calgary for your big show. Okay?
Agreed.
It's a deal.
Agreed. You go to Calgary and we'll have the award show.
But
what have you thought of the
it.
Habs against Washington so far?
that losing Callier is going to be a huge, huge problem. Logan Thompson is a head case. We all know that, which is why I didn't play in the Four Nations. So I don't know to what extent he was really hurt. But Canadians have played really well. The games have been close. And they had him on the ropes last game. And Wilson delivered that really big check and then a really weird goal at 2 miles an hour off Caulfield went through Dobish's legs, and that was it. But Canadians have played really well. And here's the thing that I've been impressed with is Slavkovsky has really elevated his game. And the reason these playoff games are so valuable for all these young players is that the hope and expectation is the level to which you raise your game in the playoffs should hopefully carry over to the regular season, because there's just simply a maturation process you can't deny. And so I think for all the players, this is important. I think for Slavkovsky, who always sounds sad, today is the happiest day of my life. I hope that he can take this into next season and play at a different level, because he's been pee-pee caca in the first half of the past 2 seasons. I think we would agree. But bottom line is I love it. Canadians are doing well. Look, on December 3rd, they were in 31st place. So this is along the lines of St. Louis Blues, but they won the Cup that year. But this was an historically great run to go from 31st to a playoff spot. Agreed? Agreed.
Hey, quickly, one serious one before we let you go. Have you followed the first few days of this Hockey Canada case right now with the 5 players?
I have. In typical Canadian fashion, mistrial, technical glitches, all these things.
So sloppy, it's just a sloppy start to this trial.
Yeah, but this is going to be a 2-week trial. Like I said, last year, whenever we started talking about this, that the players were going to plead not guilty because he had nothing to lose because they've already lost everything. right? So you have all you have left now is what remains of your reputation. And so they were going to take this to trial, and they have. And the reason you take it to trial is because it's one thing to bring criminal charges, another one to make them out beyond a reasonable doubt. And so you have 5 different defendants here, and they each have their own lawyers, and the case has to be made out against each of the 5. And this will turn on consent. And did she, beyond the first sexual interaction, or I guess I don't know what you call it, beyond that first one with McLeod, was there consent? And, consent turns on a number of different factors. And so the Crown's going to try and show that that EM, those are our initials, publication ban, that she did not consent to have sex with the 4 other individuals, and that McLeod also helped orchestrate all of this. I remember going through some of the court documents in my furnace room. I remember a couple of years ago before heading on CTV News, and there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there, and these are not easy cases for the Crown to make out, right? So we will see. There is a higher conviction rate when it comes to sexual assault of late over the past few years, given the sensitivities and the heightened sort of sensibilities attached to it. But they're not easy cases. So we'll see what type of evidence they have, and all it takes is one juror. It just takes one juror to say, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm thinking that she provided enough of her consent. Remember, these are lay people. They're getting legal instructions, but a lot of this will turn on their own personal experiences. And for some of them, I suspect this is going to be personal in a number of different ways. So this is always an uphill battle. Always.
Interesting stuff. Great insight, man. Thank you very much for making this work today. It was beautiful to see your face.
It was so great to see you guys. I'm tan because I have, I have the George Hamilton book for my life. I just go on vacation as often as I can. And then I come back and then my computer acts like a low energy loser like Jeb Bush. Just doesn't work. And I'm so upset and disappointed by it. But hey, you know what? I'm your legal analyst for life. That's not at all needy, is it? I was telling someone when I was down in Punta Cana, I'm like, this whole Mitch, because someone asked, oh, you're that guy. I go, yeah, but what's the deal with Mitch? He's like, what? He's like, he's got to be your dealer for life. I sell you a car and I'm here forever. Hey, come on, man. Stop being so damn needy. I love you guys. I love you guys more than Jeb Bush.
There, I love you too. That's Eric Macramalla. He'll join us next week too, unless he goes on vacation again. We are 38 likes away from changing 1,000 before Eric's done the update, which is unheard of. It's never happened, and it would be amazing.
And it will happen.
You think you're going to keep going on that update until this guy's guaranteeing 1,000 likes by the end of the update? We only need 35. So hammer the thumbs up for us there. Sub to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And everybody listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com today, all we ask is that you tell your friends about us. Send a link to your buddies so that they too can get in on the fun. You can text us anytime at 780-218-9999. We need somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia right now. If you'd like to play, gift certificate to Mr. Mike's is up for grabs. You just need to get 3 of the 5 questions correct. Text Trev right now at 780-218-9999. Let them know that you would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. Also need a couple of questions for 3 questions too many today. Send those over as well. So if you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, 780-218-9999. And if you have any questions for 3 questions too many, send those over as well. Greg Wyshynski at 8:30. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power still to come. Marmot Basin Snow Report. The wrap for William Huff. All on the way. Let's get to the sports update right now for Windsor Plywood Leduc. Oh, wow, we're only 2 away. This will be easy for you.
I mean, you can just say something else here in the next couple.
This is amazing. We're going to hit 1,000 likes before he gets to the sports update. 3 likes away. Give 1K.
There we go.
Hit the sports update for Windsor Plywood. Holy smokes. Woo. It's on. It's on now.
Matthias Janmark, second of the postseason, stand to be the game winner. Oilers take Game 5 down in L.A., 3-1 over the Kings. Evander Kane and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins also potting their second goals of the postseason. The Oilers peppering Darcy Kemper with 46 shots on the evening. They'll look to close out the series. Game 6 tomorrow night back here in Edmonton. Elsewhere last night, Sebastian Aho scoring in double overtime. Hurricanes sweep aside the Devils 5-4. Brett Howden would score 4:05 of overtime. Vegas take Game 5 over the Wild 3-2 to also take a 3-2 series lead. And Linus Ullmark stopping 29 shots. Senators shut out the Leafs 4-0. Toronto now holds a 3-2 series lead. 3 games around the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Off the ice, the Hurricanes have signed forward Taylor Hall to a 3-year, $9.5 million extension. Elks selecting 10th overall in last night's CFL draft. They would take defensive lineman Darian Newell of Queen's University. 2 quarterbacks going. Laurier quarterback Taylor Elgersma, 18th overall to the Bombers, while the Riders would pick Curtis Rourke, 25th overall. 5 U of A Golden Bears also selected in the draft. Celtics off to round 2 of the NBA postseason. They defeat the Magic 120-89, taking that series in 5. Pacers joining them as well. They'd eliminate the Bucks 119-118 in overtime, also taking that series in 5 games. The Pistons, meanwhile, they'd stay alive with a 106-103 win over the Knicks, trimming New York's lead to 3-2. While Jamal Murray had 43, leading the Nuggets over the Clippers 131-115. Denver now up 3-2. And the Red Sox crushing the Jays 10-2 in the opening of a 3-game set from Toronto. Game 2 later tonight, first pitch 5:07. Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Step inside Rogers Place. Play La Bamba, baby.
Play La Bamba, baby.
Well, we're a dangerous team when we're rolling. We're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Wrestling and dazzling every single night. Clubs coming up, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah. Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Make it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough. It's time. No more wait for the oil. It's the fate, yeah. Listen, first gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97 needs a one-man show. Dry saddle, Iverson, gotta love the nuge. Bruce Skinner and Picks need to be huge. Be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed moss pit going insane. Yeah! Yeah! Cheer a little more. It's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Come on, lift it up. Let's go win the Stanley. Waited long enough.
He's on overtime right now. God, buddy, your arm must be killing you right there.
Oh, physically putting.
Holy
Reed's got an
smokes.
eye thing.
You got an arm thing.
Kenya's in a boot. You're staying up all.
I'm not sleeping at all.
We're putting our bodies.
William Huff might need to drop off more
the
pom
line.
poms by.
It's holding up.
They're holding up pretty
They're
good, but
holding
maybe we could go do 2 arms. Both arms.
Yeah.
Oh, that go over, hey? All right, 780-218-9999. If you were watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We are over 1K. Now, I don't think I can see it again until it gets like 1.1. Right? You have to be in the back to the back end to kind of see that, maybe? Yeah. Anyway, if you've not yet subbed to the channel, please do that as well. Danny Moss says, "Man, these lyrics are amazing. Thank you, Danny Moss. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I appreciate the kind words.
Wrote these.
Yeah. If you have any questions for 3 questions too many, submit them now. 780-218-9999. And we'll get to a few more of your text messages as we work our way through the show. We're going to Nielson Show today and every day, brought to you by the great folks at South Ford Chevrolet. If you're looking for a new ride, you've had a pickup truck for a while, and you're like, man, I just got to get something fresh. I got to get something new. Go on out, see Danny and his team out there. Tell them you listen to Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm telling you, they will take care of you. Drive a little, save a lot at South Ford Chev. Check them out, www.southfordchev.com. Right now, 0% financing OAC up to 72 months or up to $8,000 on 2025 Silverado 1500s. You can text us anytime. Paris Jewelers Inbox. It's taking a pounding today. One of you will win the A&W text of the day. Paris Jewelers just launched a line of PWHL championship rings. So if you have if you are a PWHL fan or you have a PWHL fan in the family, that's a cool little item that you can get at Paris Jewelers. And text of the day for A&W. Win that gift certificate. Get your hands on a GC that you can take on down. And hop on a few Teen Burgers because they're just $4.99 right now, the Teen Burger. You're going to love that. All right, Trev, do we have somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
This is Lish McNish.
Lish McNish is going to play today, looking to stake his claim. Head to Mr. Mike's for a 2-course steak dinner for just $39.99. Start with an Emperor Caesar salad or the Pirates rustic onion soup. Hey. Enjoy the tender 7-ounce sirloin steak with béarnaise butter and garlic mashed potatoes, loaded with savory toppings. Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually. What was it? Lick McNish? Lish McNish. All right, Lish McNish, are you ready to play?
Yes, sir.
All right, Trev will start the ticker after I read the first question. You need to get 3 out of 5 to keep this show on an absolute heater today. Good luck. How many goals did the Edmonton Oilers allow last night?
1.
Which Oilers scored the game-winning goal for the Oilers?
Janmark.
Which player wears number 91 for the Oilers?
Kane.
Which team won the Battle of Ontario last night?
Ottawa.
What sport does Canadian Jamal Murray play?
Ball.
Yeah, ball.
Boom. We'll take it. Yeah.
And he got it!
Lish McNish.
That is why I did it! Another 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am! Get it right!
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
What's today? Wednesday? Wednesday morning club beat loop.
You heard that?
Yeah. I am tired. By the oil stream today, I'll be running on fumes, but that's okay because oil helps a vehicle run, and vehicle exhaust is fumes.
Yes.
So it all works out in Alberta. Keep the text messages flying in. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us. Hernan Salas to sing La Bamba. What a day. What a day. So our show will go up until 9 o'clock. We're already 1,000 likes. I mean, who knows where we get to? 1,200? 1,300? It's the 8 o'clock hour.
2K? The worm lives, as Duck Dad once in the nasty chat.
Yeah, the worm would live at 2K, but we're not getting to 2K.
Why limit yourself? I don't
limit myself. I'm just being realistic.
Come on, dare to dream.
If you're watching on YouTube, though, hammer the thumbs up.
What did
for us.
Kevin Garnett say that one time?
Anything is possible.
Yes.
When you load your team. Just saying, that was the first super team. It wasn't LeBron. LeBron was just reacting. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're not going to get into it today. Greg Wyshynski will be by around 8:30. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power. Marmot Basin Snow Report. The wrap for William Huff. And look at this little letter right here.
Yes.
So this came to us yesterday. And we're like, oh, maybe we won't open it until the show. And then I was just like, yeah, but what if it's like really bad and we read it on the air? But so they sent us this nice little letter, and it was in this beautiful little envelope, and it had a nice sticker on it to seal it.
I like the square touch.
Yeah, it's square.
It signifies it's a little something different.
I think it's like they care, right?
Yeah.
It says, Dear Dusty and Lieutenant Eric, On March 13th, I texted your show first thing in the morning from the Mazinkowski. My husband, Les, was undergoing open heart surgery that day, and I asked for a conch for him. Not only did I get a conch, but you said a very kind good luck message back to me in the inbox. I also played your on-air remarks and the conch for my husband, and he was very touched by this. Thank you so much for what you guys do, for your show, of course, but mostly for your kindness towards us on that difficult morning. Les is doing great, and we'll be back to work in a few weeks. Love from Don from Edmonton. Don and Les. And then goes, P.S. Please give a warm shout-out to Penner's Pancakes. I don't know who he is, but on that morning, he wrote prayer hands for Les in the nasty chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, whoever you are. How nice is this?
Penner's Pancakes getting a little love.
You know what? I'm gonna do a rare 8 o'clock hour conch.
Wow.
For Les and Dawn.
Less
and
is
things
more.
are trending
Less
well.
is more.
And a conch for kindness. Dawn and Les, thank you very much for this. It means a lot to us when you do stuff like when you say stuff like this. It's thank you very much.
Hope the recovery process goes swimmingly.
Yeah, that was nice. Well, when I first started reading it, I was like, oh no. Like, did something go bad with Les?
Well, with that, show the car at the front. That's not like an oh no, like you see that. You're it's a sun setting.
It's kind of a sun setting.
Yeah, kind of. You
But
get the message.
I opened it. I was just like, when I started reading, it was like March 13th. I texted your show. Les was going to go. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, okay.
And then it said, he's doing well.
Actually, that opening sentence with the cover of the card does lead you. Yeah, okay.
I was pretty panicky
twist.
for a
what
bit.
A twist.
But it ended up being a great story. And thank you very much for saying nice things about us. That's cool. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many. We do still need one more question for 3 questions too many. So send those over. I mean, there's a bunch in there that we could get to. Whatever. If you have a question, send it in. Maybe we get to it. Do you have a liner for the segment, Rick?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he wants to remind everyone to get their taxes done. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Look at this. Penner's Pancakes, who was the guy that they said an extra
That's the guy they were talking about.
Yeah, he's in the chat going, I totally remember that day as a former patient at the Mazinkowski. That text really hit home, and I'm glad he's doing better.
There's the connection.
This community.
People helping people.
You're going to make me tear up here. This is really nice. Really nice stuff. All right, do you have a Twitter account?
I do, and we do. That's Edmonton Sports Talk. You can find us at YEG Sports Talk. That's YEG Sports Talk on Twitter. And the pursuit of 6,000 followers continues. So give us a follow today.
Yeah, go over there, follow on X. We still do good things on there. So our show will go up until 9 o'clock today. I believe the schedule the rest of the day is this, depending on Reed's eyesight. But he was in the chat today. I mean, he's probably going to be okay. Tom Gazzola, Matty Awanek, Jasmine and Belzy on the Hangout today. Excellent program from 9 to 11. Huss and I will be on the Lock Shop from 11 until 12. The Oil Stream from 12 until 1 should be a huge show. EST Afternoons today. You will have Hernan Salas, who nailed it last time. We'll be singing Play La Bamba. We'll be singing La Bamba live. And then we enter the pirate era of Reed Wilkins from 3 until 6 today. So there is no need to go anywhere else for anything. Turn on iHeart and throw your phone away. And just hide it. But you can still hear it through a speaker somewhere, I guess is what I'm saying. iHeart, tune in, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and over on YouTube. And I know some people were like, Dusty, where does it benefit you guys more? Like if I listen or if I watch. Here's what, you know what? If you want to be like the most beneficial person
all
to
of
us,
it at once.
And that would be something. The YouTube versus like the tune in and iHeart and stuff, those are numbers that we get and we can sell on and stuff like that. What I would really say is if you could go and subscribe to our podcasts, that would be great as well. And our podcast does very well. Oil Stream's a monster. Go sub to the other podcasts at the station after the fact, because we basically have 3 platforms, right? We have YouTube, we have TuneIn and iHeart, and that's easy for you because you're consuming it live. But go sub to the pods as well, which would be a lot of fun. All right, question number 1. Do you guys think the Oilers could actually go on a legitimate cup run with Pickard between the pipes?
Yes.
And they're 3-0 with them between the pipes right now
And
against a
with
team that
no
looked like they were
Matthias
going to own them.
Ekholm on the blue line. Yes. If they play, if they outshoot teams like they did last night and outpepper them and outchance them, and only need to rely or lean on your goaltender or your blue line for a few moments a game, yes, they can. Will they? But I said,
if they play like last night, they could run with Olivier Rodrigue between
sure.
them.
They could even not dress a goalie.
Listen to this guy. You did say the Kings are cooked.
If it wasn't for Kemper and net, they would have outscored the Kings last night, even if they didn't have Pickard or a goaltender in net. I truly believe. So we know this team are slow starters. We also know that they can get streaky. And if they're feeling themselves right now, and they got a couple guys coming back that provide that juice, I tweeted out today, they'd win the next 13 games, they're Stanley Cup champions. Not out of the question. Absolutely.
Do it, Trev. I know you're setting up a changing 1100 here.
Changing 500. Changing 100. Changing 500.
Oh, man, you were killing it today, Trev. All right, we've changed 1100. 1200's up next. All right, let's just keep going. And you know what? That also, for people who are like, how can we support you guys? The thumbs up and the sub might be the biggest thing, because that just churns out the YouTube content to others. And what's our subtotal at today? Because we were just, remember, we were one away from like 11.8. What are we at now?
We're
11.826.
Oh, we're at 826.
Yeah.
Maybe we could take a run at 12,000 today.
Yeah, I think we can. I like our chances.
I'll eat your choice of sushi tomorrow on the show.
That's a treat.
Ooh.
That's
not
a
for
treat.
me. Not for me.
I'll have the leftovers.
I don't eat sushi.
Man, that's
your choice.
It's a shame.
It is a shame.
You can sashimi me.
I'll sashimi.
Well, wait, I don't want to do anything else grosser.
Man, did I have some good? I had good sushi over the weekend. I had some octopus. I had some.
You ate
salmon.
octopus over the weekend?
Trev and I will get down on this. Yeah.
You ate octopus?
Sure did.
What's that taste like?
It's delicious.
Really?
A little roll, rice roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got one here. I got one.
Okay.
I always find it interesting when Lieutenant Eric ate octopus because they have 8 tentacles.
Yeah.
That's what I did there. Was it good? Is it like chicken?
Yeah.
I like chicken.
A little rubbery.
Yeah. That's
You're a calamari guy. You've gone down on a calamari dish.
Nope. I'll never have calamari again in my life.
Again?
Yeah.
Did you have a Reed Wilkins experience as well?
No, but I did it on a food show I used to host on Shaw TV in Lethbridge. And they're like, hey, we're making calamari. So I made it with the chef and this other co-host. And then it's like, let's eat it. And I'm like, on camera, I'm like,
tell me you sold it. Yeah.
Oh, that is good. They're going to give me some calamari at Fire and Ice in Lethbridge on the west side. And
did you make that face you make when you eat something you don't like? Like you
oh, yeah. You can tell even today still. Like,
get me that tape.
Still, it's the same thing. If we could get the lost Shaw TV tapes of me as a 23, 24-year-old hosting a cat show, like an SPCA show, and a cooking show. I mean, those things, those would be viral things.
Need it.
Yeah. And I hate cats. And they'd come in and they'd be like, hold this one. I was like, God damn, I don't like cats. They're going to scratch me. It's the worst. All right.
So sushi, 12,000, you get sushi.
If we get to 12,000 subs today, I will let Eric pick me out a piece of sushi to eat.
This isn't even a...
Can I have soy sauce on it?
No, but, yeah, it tastes good with soy sauce. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't
what else would you like me to eat?
I don't know.
Somebody suggest something.
Sushi's fine. You're not going to...
We may be able to legitimately take a run at 12,000 subs today.
Sure.
So, okay, well, let's come up with something. Come up with something reasonable.
Yeah.
Come up with something reasonable.
Unless I guess it's gas station, the sushi.
How about tomorrow? I'll do that.
Then you'll be missing 2 weeks of work.
I'll do the Sprite challenge and see if it makes me burp.
Hey, now, well, but that's not even, so you get to drink a Sprite.
But no, what if I puke it up?
Hey.
You chug the Sprite, though. It's a chug.
No, I know, yeah.
Chug it down. I want to see this. Eat the sushi.
I'm not eating sushi and having Sprite.
Yes,
You're
sick.
sick.
Sushi and then chug the
sick.
Sprite.
Yes.
Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah.
You're sick.
Oh, come on.
Not happening.
That's
one or the other.
That's sad.
Nobody's ever in the world of sushi or Sprite had those two things together.
2,000 likes today, 12,000 subs. You do the sushi Sprite stack.
Deal. Wow. Question number 2. This is so Curtis is asking this question, And I have to say, it's a little doubty, Curtis, but he says, if this thing goes 7 games,
doubty? Do
you think the Kings would roll out the harmonica ladies again, or is that shtick over because of the loss last night?
It's the reverse Hernan Salas. You can't, they're now, I tweeted out today, they're 2-1 in the Koreatown Senior Center and Community Center harmonica anthem era. 2-1. The record has a blemish on it. You cannot go back. You need to switch it up. I'm sure it's Los Angeles. They probably have 50 other acts that are waiting in line at the door to get in. Maybe they'll mime it. You can't go back. The curse. It's the same as Hernan. It's reverse Hernan. If you're doing something on a roll, but then you got to now switch it up. You sit on one side of your couch, they lose. You got to.
They got to be done with those ladies.
If they win on that side, you got to kind of.
We'll never see them again, ever.
They had some good seats, though. Hey, it's nice for them to break their tour to come back and do Game 5.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, because they're so busy.
They're on tour.
Yeah, it does make sense.
They're on tour. They had to fly them back.
Yeah,
in their PJ.
Question number 3 from Chris says, with the new Play Alberta contract, is EST planning on bringing back the tickle trunk full of prizes? And if you missed it yesterday, we announced it on the Hangout. That's why we're in our Play Alberta swag today. Edmonton Sports Talk has signed a multi-year contract with Play Alberta that is super, super significant for us. And it's going to be, I was in the DGen Den yesterday chatting with all the DGen Den folks over on the Discord. By the way, Discord's kind of cool.
You're in there.
I enjoyed it yesterday. I was in the Discord thing. I moved the app up a couple pages on my phone so I can get in there a little bit easier. And, Play Alberta is they're fresh into it. They've been doing it for a few years. We've been doing this for a few years. And those guys are great because they're like, hey, Dusty, like chat with the DGen Den guys, chat with any of your listeners, improvements, changes, things they would like to see at the Play Alberta book. Like we have this relationship that we're starting with them where starting tomorrow, we'll have bonuses for you. And we will have our own section like permanently up at Play Alberta for Edmonton Sports Talk. They have a bunch of partners. They do not have another partner that is going to do with them what we're going to do with them, which is insanely exciting. I had a bunch of people yesterday in the DGen Den on Twitter, myself, roll in and be like, Dusty, I hadn't been in my Play Alberta account for a while, but I've reactivated. Some of them found money in there yesterday. They were like, I got money in my account.
It's like the Oilers and Trent Frederick.
Yeah, so it's awesome to see people already hopping on board with this. It officially doesn't launch until tomorrow, and it's going to be, as I said on the Hangout yesterday, and many of you probably wouldn't have been there on the Hangout, but I'll say this: our deal with CoolBet helped us launch this thing, and our deal with Play Alberta helps us stabilize it for years to come and will help us have the flexibility to improve and add things to what we're doing that all of you are going to absolutely love, I think. So yeah, an awesome deal. And yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll consider the tickle trunk. Maybe that'll be the big ad. We'll see what we can actually, you know what we could do?
That was more of a poverty move on our part where the prizing and promotions just totally went bone dry and we.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. I mean, remember at one point during the pandemic, we were giving away photos of me holding up DVDs.
You're giving away Blu-ray. Yeah. I mean, it was like, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, very excited about the Play Alberta deal. Shout out to the guys at Play Alberta. Bunch of them are AM nasties. They understand what we're doing and how it's different than everything else that's in the city and in the province, which is awesome. They believe in us, which really means a lot. And that's starting tomorrow. It is Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. So they got the Oilers jerseys and they got us. Congratulations. You've cornered the market.
And old used DVDs, if you want.
And I'm going to give them DVDs.
I think one of the prizes you pulled one day was like, oh, you get another trip inside the mystery box or something. Like
we were running low.
Bottom of
Remember,
the barrel.
It was like, come on by and we'll shake your hand.
Yeah.
Or we drove by your office and waved at you out the windows of our vehicle.
A whistle dog.
Those were kind of fun, actually.
No,
they were fun. I like the tickle trunk.
Hey, we did what we do.
You know what we do? If we bring back tickle trunk, we just make it a weekly bit. And once a week, we dive inside the tickle trunk. Who would be okay with a weekly tickle trunk?
A Friday thing, hey?
Friday's already pretty awesome.
Monday to pick you up.
It's somewhere in there.
I don't know.
All right, Greg Wyshynski, he's probably waiting. Anyway, Greg Wyshynski is going to join us from ESPN coming up. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power. The Edmonton Oilers have pushed the Los Angeles Kings to the brink after being down 2-0. When they were down 2-0, the odds were essentially a 12.5% chance of coming back.
And what did I say on Friday?
And it's not over yet.
They'll be fine.
This guy said it.
And they're better than fine.
TBF, they'll be fine. But what about the Kings? We'll get into that a bit with Wyshynski. Let's get to the sports update right now for a place where it's always game day, Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge.
Oilers winning on the road, Game 5 down in LA, 3-1 over the Kings. Matthias Janmark, Evander Kane, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins all potting their second goals of the postseason, while the Oilers peppered Darcy Kemper with 46 shots. They'll look to close out the series tomorrow night, Game 6 back here in Edmonton. Elsewhere last night, it was the Hurricanes winning the Taylor Hall Bowl. They sweep the Devils with a 5-4 double overtime victory. Brett Howden scoring in overtime. Vegas take Game 5 over the Wild 3-2 to take a 3-2 series lead. And Toronto's series lead now trimmed to 3-2, following a Senators shutout of the Leafs 4-0 from Toronto. Taylor Hall agreeing to a 3-year, $9.5 million contract extension this morning as well with the Hurricanes. 3 games stop the Stanley Cup playoff schedule tonight. The Edmonton Elks selecting 10th overall in last night's CFL draft. They would take defensive lineman Darian Newell out of Queen's University. 5 U of A Golden Bears were also selected in the draft. Pacers eliminating the Bucks 119-118 in overtime, taking that series in 5. Celtics also advancing to round 2 in 5 games with a 120-89 win over the Magic. Pistons stay alive 106-103 to force a Game 6. Well, Jamal Murray at 43 leading the Nuggets over the Clippers 131-115. Denver now up 3-2. 2 games around the NBA postseason later tonight, one of which will see the Lakers look to stay alive on home court, down 3-1 to the Timberwolves. And it was the Red Sox crushing the Jays 10-2 from Toronto, taking the opener of that 3-game set. Game 2 later this evening, first pitch 5:07. Sports Update is presented by Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino. With wall-to-wall TVs, daily food, and drink specials, it is the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge.
Owen loves his mama.
Owen's mama, she's a baddie. Claim you didn't have a cousin Patty. You tried so hard, but couldn't get a pass. Stay away from me, you horse's ass.
You horse's ass.
She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
Owen's mama, not very nice. She's on some soda with some ice.
Get me a soda with some ice
She's
in
always
it.
bugging. Who are you? All of a sudden. She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
8:37 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. Edmonton Oilers 3 in a row against the Los Angeles Kings. And was it a challenge that turned the tide in this series?
No, it was Byfield failing to clear the zone.
There's that moment too. There's so many different moments.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to answer that question, which of these moments do you think is when the series fully shifted? Let's get into that. 780-218-9999. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of powers coming up. Marmot Basin Show report, the wrap from William Huff. Greg Wyshynski from ESPN joins us on the show this morning. Wyshynski, as always, buddy, good to catch up with you. How are you doing in the United States?
I'm doing. That's such a loaded question. I'm doing fine, I suppose. To answer your Edmonton question, it's obviously the challenge. Like the whole gist of the Kings' chance in this series was trying to prove that things are going to be different this time. And through 2 games, you could say to yourself, maybe it is different. Like they're playing really good defense, and they seem pretty confident that they could, hang in a series with a team that constantly beats them in the playoffs. And then what the challenge did, was not only turn the tide in Game 3, but what the challenge did was show that their coach might be a moron. And so once it's been established that the like one of the X factors in the series, because it's no longer Todd McLennan getting beat by the Oilers. Now we got the Jim Hiller era. Once it's been established that this guy's dumb, then now all of a sudden the whole thing starts to unravel. And ever since then, I mean, Jesus, I know the score was tighter last night, but did you guys see the underlying numbers? Like the Oilers obviously, carried the game and share of shot attempts, but the scoring chances, again, they crushed them for like the third straight game. So the tide has turned. I think everyone can kind of see the writing on the wall for what this series is going to end up being. And it's exactly what a lot of us, the true believers of the Edmonton Oilers, thought it would end up being.
Yeah, we're not being crazy homers by saying the Kings look cooked right now.
It's over.
Like they
look cooked, and I don't know why. I know why some of my colleagues thought the Kings could do this, right? But then maybe they haven't seen enough Buffalo Bills football in their lives, where
Sorry,
the
Eric.
fourth time we play Mahomes is when we'll beat Mahomes. Guess what?
I was born in the darkness. I get it.
Two Mahomeses. The Oilers have two Mahomeses. You're not going to beat this team if they're the Kings.
Last night, with the way that they dominated that hockey game, like I said, when it was 2-1, I was like, "This is the most lopsided 2-1 hockey game I've seen in years." That was the first time in like 3 months where I thought, maybe they can go on a
that
bit.
deserved to win-o-meter.
Yeah,
was like the highest needle point that it ever has been.
It can't go any further. It can't go any further. So you see a game like that and you go, maybe this team does have. I'm not going to say they look like they have it as much as Florida kind of looks like they have it again right now. But is it crazy to think that, Evander Kane looking good coming off an injury, Frederick ramping up, Klingberg we didn't think was going to be a factor in this series, and he's actually been pretty damn good so far. Is it crazy to think that maybe they do have gas in the tank for a run here?
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. And then last night was a little bit of proof of concept for the thing that I've been most concerned about with the Oilers this year. I mean, obviously, like their depth is different, so you're concerned about that. The goaltending is always a concern. But for me, it was always the inconsistency in their defense this year. Like when they were rolling under Knobloch last season, I thought that their D played pretty well up until maybe right before the playoffs. And then, I thought it was good enough to obviously advance to play for the Cup. I haven't been as impressed with it this year, their overall team commitment to defense. But in that game last night, I mean, shoot, man, they grinded it out. And Pickard gave them what they needed. So, yeah, it's been encouraging. But I will say this: if the other series goes the way in which it seems to be going, and what a kick in the head do you do to put Marc-Andre Fleury into a game in Vegas and not come away with a win? Like that would have been the emotional apex of that series. They'll go from a team that has to convince themselves they can beat the Oilers in the Kings to a team that knows they can beat the Oilers in Vegas. And that might be the ultimate difference here is the confidence, the not being shaken by looking across the ice and seeing Connor and Leon. There's a big difference between where the Kings are mentally and where Vegas is mentally in playing the Oilers.
Well, what about Minnesota, though, before we even kind of get to that? I mean, the Oilers still got to finish job
Another
here.
thorn at Edmonton's side, too.
Yeah, but no, I'm just talking about Minnesota being a thorn in the Golden Knights side right now. I mean, they had that offside call that was so close last night that could have basically changed the outcome of that game. They're going home for Game 6. You think that's a 7-gamer that Vegas just finds a way to get done in 7 at home?
The discouraging part of that offside call was the fact that like the two best defensemen on Vegas let Ryan Hartman walk in with less than 2 minutes to go and like get a grade A scoring chance against their goalie that he kicked in quite magnificently, actually. I mean, Minnesota's like a 2-person team, but those two guys have been awesome. And I can't like bemoan the fact that they're a 2-person team when we're talking on an Edmonton station. There's no shame in being a 2-person team.
There's nothing wrong with a 2-person team, Wyshynski.
Exactly. Boldy and Kaprizov have been awesome. And they've shown even if this thing doesn't go 7, even if they don't end up winning the series, and I don't think they will, I do think that it's an important moment for the Wild to know that, not only during the regular season when they were healthy, how good they were, but now they have Boldy back. I mean, and Kaprizov and like they know what they have in those two guys, and they can kind of be confident in building around that. It's an important postseason for them, but ultimately, I think they're going to fall a little short.
Greg, your opportunity to eulogize the New Jersey Devils, in which the Canes get the sweep, double overtime, and spike the football this morning with the Taylor Hall extension. Your thoughts?
I think you vastly overrate the importance of Taylor Hall in the minds and hearts of Devils fans. It was a great season. And by the way, he owes half his Hart Trophy to Keith Kincaid playing the best 2 weeks of goaltending of his life to get them into the playoffs. What am I eulogizing? I'm eulogizing the Utica Comets or the Albany River Rats or whatever the hell the AHL affiliate is now of the New Jersey Devils, because that's what their defense was at the end of the series. I mean, they were completely broken down, not only entering the playoffs without Jack Hughes and knowing where your ceiling probably is. You're not going to win the cup without Jack Hughes on your roster. If you're the Devils, you're built to win with him. But then they lose Luke Hughes and Brendan Dillon in game one for the series. They lose Jonathan Kovacevic, who's been awesome for them during the series. Siegenthaler comes back early. He's banged up. Dougie Hamilton, he's banged up. Brett Pesce's like the only semi-healthy defenseman they had by the end of the series, and that's not going to do it when you're playing against the Carolina forecheck. So I give the Devils credit for making the playoffs after the Hughes injury, and I give them credit for playing as tightly as they did against Carolina in this series. But ultimately, when you lose that much from your roster, that's why you go 0 for 14 on the power play. That's why you can't get that one goal in overtime to turn the tide of a game 5. And so it was a lost season, but they didn't go out meekly. And I guess Devil fans can be happy about that.
Just quickly, am I the only one surprised that Taylor Hall got a 3-year contract?
No,
it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I didn't know they loved him that much there already.
I think they like the certainty of a 3-year deal. I mean, I know there's a certain amount of
at less than $4 million bucks too, right? So
have him sing for his supper. But I listen. I think he's a good veteran to have in your room. Like, he's never been a miscreant. He's never been a detriment as he's gotten older. Maybe things were different during his Edmonton years. I don't know. But like, as he's gotten older, he's been an asset to younger players. He's been a good guy in the room, and I think they like what they saw from him. So it's fine. And also it's nice that they get some tangential benefit from the Mikko Rantanen and Dosido earlier this year.
We got Taylor Hall for 3 years. There you go. Okay, at what point does it really start to get sketchy for the Leafs, do you think? Is it already there, or is it not until the Sens win game 6 and then, oh my God, the Leafs are on the verge of an all-time collapse?
As soon as the buzzer sounded last night, maybe even before that, maybe like the one of the first empty netter. Like, I bought into it. I was dumb. I really thought that they were gonna turn the page on all this nonsense and close out Ottawa in game 5. Ottawa is such an inferior opponent. The whole point of the series was that the Leafs weren't going to be scared of Ottawa in the same way they'd be scared of Tampa or Florida. The only team that could beat the Leafs is the Leafs. That's usually the rap on them, and I think it is the rap on them in this series. And now the Leafs will probably beat themselves. Like, they had a chance to do this thing. But I said this last night, and it is the most intriguing thing about this version of Toronto, which is they went out and they hired Craig Berube. Now, why do you hire Craig Berube? You hire Craig Berube because when the Blues won the Cup, their superpower, along with having Jordan Bennington playing the best year of his life as a rookie, their superpower was the ability to move past adversity. That hand pass thing that happened in the Sharks series, and like all these little things that happened along the way, these little controversies, little moments of self-doubt. And he did an amazing job in keeping them focused on the prize and shutting out all the noise. And so the greatest test of this man's career, besides playing for the Stanley Cup, is going to be whether or not he can psychologically keep the dam from breaking in the next 24 to 48 hours, as everyone assumes that this is going to be another Leafs disaster. Everyone's on Austin Matthews' ass for not performing. And now it's on Craig Berube to play master psychologist. And that's going to be fascinating to watch.
Who's the next guy to get suspended in this Florida-Tampa series tonight?
Shoot, man. Depending on how things go, it might be John Cooper. With how much he's getting angsty about it. And Cooper said it the other day. I mean, no one should be surprised by the brutality in this series. I mean, these are two teams that bring it physically. They hate each other. It's the best rivalry in hockey that we have going right now. I think it was interesting the NHL gave Ekblad 2 games. I mean, that's, if you do the playoff regular season math, that's 4 games. The way I understand it, like, blatant elbow to the head gets you 1, injury on the play probably gets you a 2nd. And it'll be interesting to see if that gives the Lightning any kind of opening here. I mean, look, I don't know why these things happen, but they've scored a ton of goals with Brandon Hagel out of the lineup. Like, they just keep scoring when he doesn't play. They won game 3 with him out of the lineup. They rallied with 2 goals in 11 seconds after he went out in game 4. So we'll see where it goes. But I personally think the series was lost in game 1. Tampa's on home ice. Florida just takes it to him. And from that point on, the Lightning are trying to scratch and claw their way out of a hole.
Wish, as always, buddy, great catching up with you, man. Thanks for the time.
I'll talk to you next week when our beloved Oil will be a second-round playoff team.
There we go. See,
He picked them to win the cup. Somebody mentioned in the nasty chat this morning, you picked them to win the cup.
I picked them to win the cup last year. I did not pick them to win the cup this year.
Okay. Yeah, but
who did you pick before the playoffs this year?
I will proudly say that I selected the Dallas Stars because the worm is turned in that series.
It definitely has.
Good way for those of us who believe in the Dallas Stars.
Noted Oilers hater, Greg Wyshynski.
Good time to be on the Stars until they lose to the Oilers in the conference final again. Anyway, Greg, we'll chat next week.
If they escape this Colorado series minus Heiskanen and Robertson,
that's huge.
Shoot, man, conference finals, cherry on the sundae for them.
Yeah, that'd be massive, and I think they'd get there too. All right, Greg, have a good week, man. We'll catch up next Wednesday.
Take care.
There you go. That's Greg Wyshynski. Trev, how close are we to 1,200 likes? We gotta be pretty close.
Let's take a second here. I think it was 52 away. Right now we are. Was that quick math? 36 away.
36 likes away from a 1,200 like show. Wow. Let's do that before 9 o'clock. Let's get moving though. We got Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power, Margaret Basin Snow Report, and then the wrap for William Huff.
We don't even need the weekly rankings if you don't want. I mean,
I'd like to.
We can sacrifice and fall on the
sword.
Let
me see this. What's the topic?
I did 2.
Well, then we have to have them.
But I know I put a poll out this morning to see which one. So the poll was, I tweeted out earlier in the show, the poll is now closed. And the final results, overwhelmingly. I was going to do the top 10 players in this Edmonton LA series, which you already did, but a refresher. Or, in honor of Matthias Janmark, the top 10 janitors of all time.
Oh, yes.
And janitors won in a landslide, so we'll do that real quickly.
We definitely have
I'll
to do this.
run through them quickly here.
All right, number 10.
Top 10 janitors of all time. Carl Reed from the Breakfast Club. Coined the eyes and ears of the institution. And it's a good point because as a janitor, especially in a setting of a school, you know more about the student body than anybody. The principal, the teachers, or whatever. You're getting the, and they'll come and confide to you about things. Like you see stuff happening in the hallways.
Marshall talks to the janitor at their school all the time, custodian.
The custodian or psychologist in many respects. So yeah, Carl Reed from the Breakfast Club, number 10.
Number 9.
J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez as Marissa Ventura in Made in Manhattan.
Number 8.
I love J-Lo. Finn, Star Wars The Force Awakens.
He was a janitor?
He was a janitor.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
That's right, when he said, how do you know this stuff? Yeah.
Okay. Custodian, yeah. We should be using the politically correct term.
FN 9214, or whatever his name was. Number 7.
Noted child molester / killer Freddy Krueger.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, he was a janitor. He got killed on the job, he was committing his crimes, got killed, and then he took that into the dream world and started harassing kids. But he's a janitor.
So Freddy Krueger's just in dreams?
Murderer, yeah, the whole thing.
I've never seen this.
Well, nightmares, yeah.
I've never seen it. Oh,
Custodian
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare, no, that's the
so
name.
He's dead, and he just pops up
but
in
when
dreams.
he was alive, he was a custodian, a janitor.
Wow. Okay, I don't want to watch. I don't.
It was a work site injury.
I haven't watched a scary movie since I Know What You Did Last Summer. Number 6.
Morgan Freeman as God in Bruce Almighty.
Oh, he is good in that one. Yeah. Number 5.
I'd take Freeman as a janitor.
Oh, that would be great.
Groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons. It's
I thought he would be higher for you.
Should be a little higher. It's a tight top. It's top heavy, this list. Groundskeeper Willie. I mean, again, another school custodian, but a little bit more in that regard, doing a lot of outside work as well.
Number 4.
Joe Dirt.
Oh yeah, Joe Dirt.
I've never seen the movie. But
I've seen that one. Yeah. Joe Dirt was, and also Christopher Walken was a janitor as well in that movie.
Yeah,
they're both double janitors. Man, Joe Dirt was pretty funny. Number 3,
Charlie Kelly, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't know if you've seen that.
Charlie, no, I've watched like a bunch of seasons. I don't even remember that he's a janitor.
There's an episode where he's at the school
It is that later on, or is it
hilarious? I don't know what season or whatever it is, but no, Charlie Kelly, Always Sunny in Philly.
Number 2,
Will Hunting, Good Will Hunting.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. I mean, this is almost janitor draft.
It's a serious. Oh, yeah, we could do a quick one. Yeah.
Tommy takes Matthias Janmark, 3rd overall. All right, and number one.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't make the list. He should, but the number one in the top 10 list of janitors, Ray Chambers, Bell Media, ladies and gentlemen.
Our old guy. I mean, he wasn't really the janitor, was he? Like, kind of? We had people who clean. Anyway,
it's a list.
He kind of ran the
Some
building.
people had Mrs. Doubtfire on their list.
Janaya Doubtfire.
Yeah, but it made janitor. I mean, you can really stretch it out.
No, I think that's disrespectful to maids and butlers. They're not janitors, really.
What's a custodian?
I don't know.
What
the
even
difference.
is a custodian?
The custodian is just a janitor beyond like 2010, probably.
A new age.
All right, let's get to your snow report for men. That's a good list. I like that list. Let's get to your snow report for Marmot Basin.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked?
Yeah.
Stoked. Just so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so. Something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
You've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
No new snow overnight up at Marmot, but a nice morning on the mountain today. Spring skiing being described as great. 93 centimeter snow base still at 326 for the season. It's -3 mid-mountain. Forecasted high of 0 today. Perfect. All chairs are open, and 16 runs got the old corduroying last night. As we look towards the last weekend of the season, they got 25% off lift tickets across the board. Also, the midweek and the mini midweek season passes will work into the weekend as well. So come out and celebrate the last weekend of the season. Reed's a Pirates. Reed's a Pirate. Ahoy. Bradley James, Reed's a Pirate. Bradley James, Reed's a Pirate. Bradley James, Reed's a Pirate. Arr! Makes my day. Marmot Basin Snow Report. Give it to me, Trev.
Changing 500. Changing 200. Changing 500.
Oh, changing 1,200.
Now do it all in the 100.
How about they go on a run? Give us 1,200.
Get that figure.
Changing 100.
1.
Changing 100.
2.
Changing 100.
3.
Changing 100.
4.
Changing 100.
5.
Changing 100.
6.
Changing 100.
7.
Changing 100.
8.
Changing 100.
9.
Changing 100.
10.
Changing 100.
11.
Changing 100.
1,200 likes. Woo.
How's that finger?
Ooh, Trev, you okay, man? Trev's having a heart attack over there out of joy. It's a joy attack. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, or you want to get pom-poms so when you're at home, you can just pom-pom along while we do the song, get that all done at William Huff. Bruce and the team, they're the big, probably even bigger Oilers fans than you. All right, what did we learn on the show today?
Taylor Hall. Somebody also pointing out Josh Brown had a 3-year deal as well. So.
Yeah, Taylor Hall getting that Josh Brown term. Interesting. Interesting. What did I learn on the show today? Is there anything that I really learned today? Well, I learned that you think they're cooked. Straight up cooked.
I don't think.
Yeah, you know.
No, they are. I mean, Hernan Salas brought it up. You also, we had the letter. We learned that somebody who had a very successful...
Recovery is going good for Don and Les after Les had open heart surgery. So that was very nice of them to send this letter. Trev, you never fully declared. You're fully on the cooked bandwagon here too? Let's get an official declaration here.
Not quite there, boys.
What?
Come on.
Not quite there. No.
Wow.
See, he's
I'm
keeping
sorry.
up with the tradition too, where he's secretly doubting them.
Yes.
Trevor, but you have to keep
I'm
this
sorry.
up.
Like I say, the second I'm completely back, I always get let down, and I'm not quite there yet.
Can I ask one thing of you though?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a win? Yeah.
Win? Yeah.
Oh, this guy loves him. What do you say? This guy loves him. All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. This came in from a request right at the end here. They want to hear this on the song. Because do you believe in these guys? Hey? Sloshed Clausen.
I believe in these guys. I believe in McDavid and Dry. I'm a Nuge, Wyshynski. Gonna make a deep run again. I believe they can soar. Gonna bring the cup back to the north. I believe in these guys. I believe in these guys. Stay with me. I believe in these guys.
There you go. Sloshed Clausen. Just some of the early stuff that's popped up during well, maybe it's a 2-3 round run here now. Who knows? See if they can get it done against the Kings.
13 straight wins. That's all they need now. It's not at all unsurmountable.
If they roll off 13 straight wins and Picker's going on to that Ring of Honor in like 5 years.
You will eat sushi that's been soaking in Sprite.
Maybe that's how I should eat sushi. We had a text actually. Somebody with the
wasabi. How about wasabi? Eat some wasabi.
No, I would never do that.
Hey, you Trev? Yeah.
Who do you think I am?
I'll clear you out.
Steve-O?
What a bull.
No, Ben from the brewery texted this morning and actually says, and then we'll get to your text of the day here for A&W. Speaking of the Sprite challenge, my wife's cousin spent his whole life not being able to burp and recently got a procedure where they gave him a shot of Botox to a muscle in his throat. He was triumphantly burping at Easter dinner and said he's much more comfortable now. Maybe we could all hear Dusty's first burp on air.
Now he's just burping for the hell of it, eh?
Oh, it's just
yeah, but you need to get you on the HGH. Take some growth hormone and get that. Really work it up. You'll be a big neck guy.
A huge neck.
You are that guy.
Yeah,
you'll be that guy.
That's a weird one to me. Here's an important text. Glue Guy just texted me and said, Reed is telling me that he will be in today. God, Reed
Breaking
Wilkins.
news.
Reed Wilkins with an eye patch? Come on.
Makes my day.
But in a pirate.
Click.
accent.
Must you click? Please click. Must you click?
That's breaking news right there.
You must click.
If you've
thumb.
If you haven't yet checked out the Reed Wilkins show, and there's many of you, like our numbers are big right now, check out the Reed Wilkins show from 3 until 6. Reed is a genius. If you like our show, you will absolutely love Reed show. I promise you, you will never have to consume any other content in the afternoon for the rest of your life.
And doing it all in pirate today.
And today, all in pirate show.
Yeah.
Which should be good. I want Jay.
I can't wait till he makes Milne walk the plank.
I want Jay to dress as the parrot. All right, text of the day
There's
today.
a bird costume here.
Text of the day today for A&W. Where the Team Burger's on right now for just a ridiculous $4.99. Perfectly seasoned, juicy, grass-fed beef patty raised with the use of hormones, steroids, topped with real cheddar cheese, mouth-watering bacon, crisp lettuce, onion, tomato, pickles, teen sauce, served on a freshly toasted sesame seed bun. Just $4.99. Get it? Well, it's just $4.99 at A&W, Canada's original burger chain. You like this one from Strummy today. EST legal analyst and guy who keeps losing all of his manslaughter cases because he thinks it's pronounced man's laughter. Eric Macramalla.
That was good.
That's pretty funny,
really
actually.
Good.
Very creative. I've never
broke
that word down like
this
that.
morning. That was another. I can't. You must have had them. It was a good Macramalla day.
Maury without being the father.
That was pretty good.
That was a good one. There's a bunch today. What was it?
It was good after a week off of Macramalla.
Yeah,
we said people had to parlay their takes into this week, and they.
Yeah, it was definitely
sure
good to be back. All right, this was a fun show, everybody. Thank you very much for watching live. Or hopping over. And, I don't know if is this the most likes our show's ever gotten live, Trev? Do you remember? I know Cup Final last year we had some pretty insane shows.
Yeah, I'll have to check. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I think in a Cup Final last year we were hitting 1,500 sometimes. We'll get there.
We will.
Hey, this team's not going anywhere.
I don't think so.
Except to the second round.
Yeah.
Hey? If they can get it done.
No, when they get it done.
I don't see them.
The Kings are cooked.
I don't see the Oilers letting up against the Kings now. They got.
It's not even, they can let up. They can let up if they want to.
You think they'll still be okay?
The Kings,
this guy, I've never seen your confidence level this high. This guy's confidence level is at an all-time high. All right, we've got the hangout coming up. Maddie, Tommy, Jasmine, Belzy. It's going to be great. If you're watching on YouTube, turn on autoplay. You don't got to do a thing. The autoplay, it's that little button right in the middle. Some of you might have it. Says it looks like a pause button. You click that, it goes to play, and then the next show will just start for you when it starts. Very easy. Very easy. So turn on autoplay over on YouTube. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, the Hangout coming up in less than 5 minutes. For YouTube, Trev, Lieutenant Eric, I am Dustin Nielsen, and we'll be setting up Game 6 tomorrow. I'll be back in Lock Shop in 2 hours. Take it easy.